Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream today. It's the 9th of September 2021, 4 minutes past 4 in the evening in the UK. It's been 2 weeks since we did the last live stream. Been so busy, but great to be back in X-Plane 11 in the ye old faithful ZIBO Mod 737. We're in a pre-release version today. The first release candidate 350. LNAV has recently been fixed. There's still a few bugs and issues with VNAV, which we'll hopefully not have too many of today. But no, looking forward to this lovely flight. Flight around 2 hours 30 minutes on the island of Tenerife. Ortho downloaded, Orbex scenery as well for the entire sector. And we're going to be flying. We have been to Madrid before, but not for a very long time. Madrid this evening. VATSIM Spain are hosting their fortnightly Madrid event there. So I have scenery here from Digital Designs Tenerife, Aerosoft for Madrid, Windsock Simulations. I know Emily, who works there. I asked if she would be very happy to give a copy away to one of my viewers, and she very gratefully gave me a copy for one of you to win today. So we're going to have a giveaway for the Aerosoft / Windsock Simulations Madrid scenery for X-Plane 11 for you there. Look at that, someone's just blasted off on the runway there. That's an early departure for an Alpaca Airways, so I don't think we'll be able to catch him up by the time we get ready. But no, looking forward to this. I hope you've all been doing really well in the meantime here. We got here today, we've got Rez X from Wales, I remember him. Dave Guyver's here as well. Aaron Terrazas says hello there as well. Welcome to Dizzy, who's just subscribed to the channel as well. Welcome there. Hello Corey McDonald as well. Good morning, afternoon or evening. Yes, no matter where you are in the world, it's probably at least one of those here. Let's zoom on in anyway to our aircraft. Craig Anderson, P-Test is here. Jonathan Wiltshire, Thursday stream at a members-only group flight in 48 hours away to live. Yes, lots coming up for you guys this weekend as well. Norski, hope you're doing well. Samuel Butler, Moen, Domino, Messina, Boz, and Steve May. Afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much to you. Anthony says, well, a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Yes, you can quote me perfectly every time at the start of the stream. Pretty much a standard format I used there. Hope you're doing well, Andy. H1302, Aqua Vital, Xander, Domino, Messina says, evening somewhere. Absolutely. Ghost of Beauty says hello. Owen Finnegan, Elliot Smith, Guru Lauren. Just had an arriving and a departing Alpaca. I think you've just landed, hadn't you, Lauren? You said you were doing both sets today. That's very cool. Thank you for joining in there. Aka Berg says hello again. Hello. Saying hello to everyone, I think twice, maybe 3 times. The more the merrier. But anyway, yes, the Orbex scenery, sorry, as we just will go to the aircraft here, is absolutely stunning. Our departure actually takes us right over top of Gran Canaria. I think I mentioned we do a stream in a DC-3 around the Canary Islands, as I have all the Orbex True F scenery. Hopefully do that here. I'm still very busy on the line, on the roster. Had a full August. Almost 100 hours flight time there. An Airbus pulling, understand. September's looking equally busy, 70-80 hours or so. So I have got the members stream this weekend for the members, maybe a few bits in between. But come winter, I will be back streaming a lot more often, keeping the content for you guys flowing, because we'll be having a very quiet winter here at my operator. But no, looking forward to today's sector nonetheless. And yeah, it's going to be very busy in Madrid, I think. It's a busy VATSIM event. Looks like there's plenty of you joining here. Look at this. It's like we own this part of the terminal here at Alpaca Airways. Very cool. Dizzy, where can I get the Alpaca livery? I'm sure one of the moderators will help you out there, or even one of the regular viewers. There'll be a command coming up in chat very soon for you to download this lovely livery from Jamlin, one of my members of the channel there. Right, let's morph into the air bridge. We always try to board the aircraft as realistically as possible. Yes, there we go, we're in. Perfect. Cool, so full cold and dark setup. Bonus for you today, one of my members as well, Andy M71, went to the effort of recording all the challenge elements of the ZIBO checklist, and this is very loosely based off my operator here, so I'm going to be playing that and reading the responses. So it's going to be a little bit more realistic with regards to checklist reading, because you only ever see me during streams doing the flow, not reading any checklists. Checklists are vital no matter what aircraft you're in, and ensuring the aircraft is correctly configured for the phase of flight. So I'll be reading that today. Just before I forget then, let me just make sure I have that opened in the background, otherwise I will forget to play it later. There we go. Perfect. I think we're all good to go then. Jonathan Wiltshire, closed doors are no obstacle to the captain. No, we frequently push back with doors open. We've even taken off perhaps with doors open as well. So we'll try and remember to close them today. Right, first thing we always do when we get on the aircraft, check the aircraft documentation, get the aircraft powered up, so battery on, GPUs on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps, so when pilot monitors do the walk around he can spot any leaks. Verify the landing gear lever is down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green lights, and then check all the aircraft documentation as well. Perfect. Fault and fire tests coming up. So down here on the pedestal, let's check the squibs. They're all good. Fault test, we have fault APU detector in op and master caution. Overheat detector light is illuminated. Fire test next. Perfect. We've got 3 fire warning lights, engine overheat light, a wheel well fire warning light, and the fire warning light and belt is illuminated as well. Superb. Emergency exit lights, we can now arm, test the attend button. Let's get some fuel uplifted for this sector as well. So here's our operational flight plan. Air rack is fresh from the press here, whatever the latest air rack is. I think it was updated today. 2 hours 30, block fuel 9862, simulating 160 passengers on this beautiful sector today. Let's take an extra 30 minutes of fuel for any potential holding. Our alternate's quite far away as well, Alicante. With the amount of runways available in Madrid, if we're having to hold in excess of 30 minutes, we could perhaps consider using those reserves to divert to our destinations, it's called, but we'll discuss that and fuel later on. But for now, 30 minutes extra, so that would be 9, 9, 10, 1. Let's order 10, 1 from Jose. Let's go here to fuel, payload, 10, 1. You know what I've been watching a lot of recently, guys? Sean Locke videos. Who here from the UK loves Sean Locke? 8 out of 10 cats. And Cats Does Countdown, one of my favourite comedians. All I've been doing is binge watching any of his clips. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch anything from Sean Locke, guys, I might even play someone during a stream here. It's some of the content's not necessarily PG. Right, 10-1 fuel, passengers, 160 passengers, almost full. And we can now call for the fuel truck.
Is connected and starting refueling.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a Jose to me. It sounds more like a Glenn. Perfect. Hello, Richard. Loving the old MCP. Junior First Officer James is asking if you've ever experienced an engine fire on startup and how did you deal with it. Thanks, Nash. I hope, James, hope you're doing well, mate. I haven't, no. Never had any aborted engine starts. Or no, I have had one aborted engine start. We put the fuel on. I was still a First Officer. At 25% N2, and we had a hung start, no N2 rotation, or very, very slow, and we had an aborted engine start. But I've not had a hot start, or flames, or smoke, or anything protruding from the engine. So aborted engine start, guys, if there's there's several conditions. So for example, no N2, no N1 rotation, no increase in EGT, rapidly increasing EGT. The aborted engine start memory items are quite simple. Your hand's on this lever anyway, you just move the start lever to cut off. That's it, memory items complete. Complete the checklist, find out what happened, and hopefully get it fixed there. Thank you, Richard. Andy H1302, that was a sad loss. He was a great comment. Absolutely carried the box, Justin Robson. I think I've watched that about 25 times, and I'm not even joking since he passed away. It's so funny every time. Perfect. Ford Mustang, is it VATSIM? Yes, we're on VATSIM. Hello, Felis Leopard as well. Good evening. Felis, I'm sure many of the people in chat here would like to know, when are you releasing your 747-200? It must be soon. I have a custom livery from Gintaris, one of my members, who I want to try out. I want to showcase for all you guys. So hopefully that will be out very, very soon. Phoenix, he's answering here. Good news, uploaded a new test version. Really hope this is the last one before release. You've answered everyone's question already. Thank you, Felix. Fantastic news. And even Gintaris is here as well. He's made a livery for me as well. Fantastic. Right, let's not get too distracted. Fueling is on its way. Test the M10 button. Check the config. Flaps are up, matching app on the indicated position. Stab trim gun switch is normal. Cargo fire test. Forward aft, discharge, 2 green lights, and the fire warning lights illuminated. Cat 3 today, rudder trim is 0, and aileron trim is 0. I say Cat 3 today. My last flight, which I did a couple of days ago, I had to go Cat 1 because the auto throttle failed in the flight, and we couldn't get it re-engaged. The engineers tried to fix it, so we went Cat 1 only. Had to have that fixed. These little things do happen, but the aircraft are incredibly reliable nonetheless. Pop that on, stall warning test. We'll be getting dams really soon. I know, Anthony. I love that aircraft though, it's so much fun to fly. Still in Mexico City at the moment. was our last live stream. Iris to nav, gear pins are all in on the skipper's side. Out of curiosity, look, auto throttle, there we go. I know it's there because during the flight I checked the circuit breaker was popped, and it hadn't, but yeah, auto throttle failed. I know where the circuit breaker is now. Perfect, and we can now start the boarding.
50,
there
40,
we go.
30, 20,
thank you
10.
very much to Willie Cannock for the £2. He says, good afternoon from Sky Blue Radio. Hello, Sky Blue Radio. I have not heard of you, or have you perhaps emailed me? Boxed many dozens or hundreds of emails I need to respond. I don't know. Hello very much. Thank you very much. Hello very much. I'm losing already. Willie, thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. And I hope I'm not live on Sky Blue Radio right now. That's very, very kind. Very good. Joachim Starrup, High Flight Sim. I just wanted to say a big thank you for the service you provide on the channel. Been a big help during my MCC training and feeling ahead on my current type rating for the 737. You're most welcome, Joachim. May I also remind you, my standard disclaimer, that everything you see in here is purely for entertainment purposes. Yes, what I'm doing is what I do at work, but it is only for your entertainment. Only consult your approved training material. Good luck with your type ratings. Very, very kind. Very, very good. So, let's see if we've got any ATC here at the moment. We don't have any ATC whatsoever. So, latest METAR, I'll quote that for you. If anyone wants to grab the METAR and put it in chat for everyone to see, that would be great. Tenerife, quite windy, as always, as it is here. I was only here a few weeks ago as well. 080 at 24 knots. Clear skies, 29 degrees, QNH 1017. Very well known for having wind shear in Tenerife, with the weather. The airport's placed with the runway direction and the terrain, but for departure not usually an issue. They usually say wind shear in the METAR if there has been wind shear reported, but very windy, but down the runway at 30 degrees Celsius. So QNH we can set 1017. I've also preloaded the Boeing OPT and have a screenshot of that to show you, so we'll be using real performance figures today. MFRA, if we have a look at the OPT, before anyone asks, especially if you're new, how do I get a copy of this? You unfortunately can't. It's from my work EFB, just simply took a screenshot of it and uploaded it, but just shows you how accurate the data is in the ZIBO mod. So here is the performance app from the OPT. We'll look at all that shortly, but the MFRA, you can see this is where we get the figure from. It's 1209, in this case just 1,000 feet above aerodrome level, so we can set 1209 here. There we go. 1209 is set. QNH is set as well. 1017. We'll have a little bit of terrain and airports for now. Terrain fail. That will only come up once the IRS is aligned. Turn up the panel lighting here. Bit of background and all the flight lighting. And we're in a seat position. Oxygen. Oh yes, Christ, I best do everything because we're going to be doing a checklist today. Lights test. So light test, do a panel scan, making sure everything is illuminated. Any issues, you can replace the bulbs yourself. And MCP, all looking good here down on the pedestal as well. So light test is complete. And oxygen tested. Yep, as I've mentioned before, we need a little yellow square there to test, but we're not going anywhere until that's fixed, but I shouldn't need to be worrying about that today. So that's done. QNH MFRA, EFIS panel set. We're now pretty much ready to load up the flight management computer. So here's our operational flight plan. To all the members of the channel, there's a copy of this in the Discord. And go here to FMC. So latest AIRAC installed, 2109. U14 FMC update is installed. We're in Tenerife, Golf Charlie, Tango Sierra. GPS left coordinates we can punch in.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Thank you, Jose. We're going to Madrid today. We can put the seatbelt sign on as fueling is complete. Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta is our call sign. We're departing from Tenerife runway 07 on a Combat 8 Echo. Flown this SID. Oh no, sorry, Vasto today. I've flown the Conva a lot. I've also flown Vasto 07. So there you go. That's confirmation bias, because whenever I fly out of Tenerife, we usually get the Comba departure, not the Vasto, so I'm having to change that because it's the one I always fly back to the UK. There you go, so Vasto 7 Echo today, from Vasto up in November 858 to Akuda. So these airways, they're not oceanic, they are over the Atlantic, but they're far enough east that you don't actually enter what they've known what's known as the Tango Airways in oceanic airspace with Santa Maria. They are domestic sectors, and you'd be talking with Casablanca radar. So direct Passas up November 858 to Parker. From Parker, Upper Zulu 165 to Sotuk. Now, don't usually check for streams, but I did have a look at the NOTAMs today in Madrid. In Madrid, the main VOR, I think it's the Baharas VOR, I don't know how you pronounce it, is inoperative, so ILS Zulu's unavailable. It'd be ILS Yankee, I think, for 18 right. They have, we'll talk about it on the way, northerly, or so they have a northerly and southerly configuration in Madrid. I think they're using the southerly configuration, so they're landing on 18, departing on 14. I've got a funny feeling today with the if on the VATSIM event they're being all realistic and saying the VOR's out, it'll be ILS Yankee 18 left, I think, or 18 right. Yeah, I think 18 right. We'll get the ATIS later to confirm here. It's a bit of a guessing game at this stage until you get closer, get the ATIS to listen to the runway news, but they can also change it last minute as well. But for now, I'm going to put the Sotic 6A Alpha, ILS Yankee 18 right via the Realco transition. We'll activate that, execute. Just check for any route discontinuities here. So plan. And I'll just have a catch up with check in 2 secs, guys. That's looking good. LNAV, the new update, really tidy up how LNAV is portrayed, or say LNAV's portrayed, how LNAV works and how the magenta line is portrayed on the ND, which is really cool. End plane, where's the yoke? Yes, a nice little feature is that you can remove it to, you know, move the switches and stuff, but yes, it's not an Airbus, don't worry. Ford Mustang, thanks. What is the runway for departure 07 here? Have you ever replaced a bulb, says Paul Shoesmith? I have had to replace a bulb, yes. Not often, but we have the bulb kit box, spare bulbs in here, ready to replace any that have bust. All these here have 2 light bulbs in it for redundancy, so when one goes, you can clearly see, you just replace it whenever you notice that's the case. Cool. We have approach and centre now. Very cool. Yeah, Madrid, I think, we should be arriving right in the middle of the VATSIM event with the way I've timed this stream today. Steve Boss, have you found the new bypass in the FMC working for you? Yes, I have. So the new bypass feature is a feature from the real aircraft. I don't know if we have any bypasses on this sector. We don't. But essentially, certain routes and arrivals, SIDS, or en route, the aircraft will struggle to fly over the waypoint. Because they're either too close together or the turn's too tight, and it just simply displays bypass here. I think it just needs a little bit of fine-tuning because it's bypassing quite a few waypoints, but I've not seen any since I've started testing. I've only been testing on this particular sector, which doesn't have any need for any bypasses, so I know there has been some reported issues there, but we'll see if we have any issues today here, Steve. Cool, so FMC performance next then. So 0 fuel weight, 57 tonnes based off our 160 passengers checked in bags. Reserves for our sector to divert to Alicante is the sum of these two, which comes to 3 tonnes, 1844 plus 1065 rounded up. So 3 tonnes. Oops. Cost index 30 in Alpaca Airways, cruising at 360 initially, might do a step climb to 380 later. Top of climb wind is 275 at 35. Steep descent messages, that's fine. Top of climb, ice is 8 degrees. Average wind component is 284 at 33, so we go to the legs page, route data. First waypoint after top of climb, we put the average wind 284 at 33. That builds in an accurate progress information, fuel arrival, ETA as well, so it's nice to get all that information in. OPT then, so here's the performance. Again, this is from the real Boeing OPT app. Took a screenshot of it and uploaded here. So Tenerife runway 07 via the Bravo 2 intersection today. Runway's dry. Latest wind was whenever I took the screenshot before the stream, looked 20 minutes before the stream. 080 at 24, fine for today. 29 degrees, QNH is 1017. Optimum rating flat 5, air conditioning auto, anti-ice off. We don't need any improved climb performance. Takeoff weight 68.1. Oh, have I misplanned this slightly or not put enough fuel in? 67.1. What was my estimated takeoff weight? I think I just used my estimate. Yeah, 68.1 98.1. Okay, well, whoops, got my weight slightly wrong. Only a ton off, but that's at least conservative, a ton heavier. Never mind, we'll use these figures anyway. So 422k. I'm afraid 1209. That's indicating 93.7. It says 94.5, but the APU bleeds off. If you take 0.8 off that, it's 93.7. So that is correct. And we can accept those speeds as well. So flat 5, C of G. The OPT is saying 43, 43, 48. The discrepancy is because, remember, I put 68.1. We're actually 67.1. So the couple of knots extra is about a ton difference. So I'll actually accept the speeds in the OPT, but in real life, in the FMC, but in real life, we always use these speeds. But I know it's because we're a little bit lighter. There we are. V2, we could set 148 knots on the MCP. And whatever the stab trim was, 6.25 units, we can now set. Superb, 6.25 units set. Willie, parking brake is pulling up, is it now? Not sure what you're referring there to. Aaron, yes or no, I don't know the format. Oh yeah, the format you need is a well-known low-cost carrier. Make sure you select that format, that will help you out. How do you calculate when you descend? Any mass behind it, or is it just by feel and experience? Well, now it's more feel and experience, but yes, if you type in YouTube Gijui descent tutorial PMDG 737, you'll find my tutorial on descent management and how to recover in high on profile, and it talks about 3-time stable, when you've got tailwind, extra knots, etc. what to do there. NTMZ, what is your field of view? 105. 105 is my field of view. Right, performance is done. Onto the overhead panel. Your dampers on. Nav transfer display switches are normal auto. Fuel. We have 2 tons in the centre, so all 6 pumps on. Cross speed bright, dim, and bright, and then off. Cam utility IV galley powers on. IDG switches are disconnected. We'll get the APU up and running now. It's actually very hot outside anyway, 30 degrees, so it'll be getting hot in the cabin. Let's turn up the panel lighting here slightly. Here we go. Arm the exit lights. Cabin's not secure yet, so we'll leave that off. Window heat we can turn on. Row bead off. Anti-ice off. Electric hydraulic pumps on. Doors are all closed magically, even though we're boarding. Trim air's on. Packs auto. Cruising at 360. Elevation's 2,000 feet in Madrid. Steady for the lights. Let's have a little look at our departure then. The Vasto 7 Echo. So, runway heading here in Tenerife, I think is 073. So I'll just set 073. And our departure then on the Vasto 7 Echo is climb on the Tenerife radial 074 until we're 10 miles away. So 074. And we can tune up Tenerife 16.4 as the active frequency. There we are, 16.4, put on box 1 and 2. Already identified, look, Tenerife there, and the RMI needles are pointing directly towards it. Once we're at 10 miles, we're going to make a right turn, and we'll intercept the 091 radial, so we'll give that side. I say to Jim, it's Andy, that's the name of our first officer, Andy, and that'll be to get us all the way to 10R. From 10R, we're going to go towards Gran Canaria VOR, so actually I'll put 12.9 standby there. So it is a conventionally based SID here, doesn't it? So 12.9 is set. Perfect, that is done then, nav aid wise. Oh yeah, the stop level, is there any ATC? Oh no, we do have ATC now, so we can expect on the Vasto 7 Echo a cleared flight level 200, very high stop level here, so we'll preset 20,100, remember the 100 is to remind us we don't have our clearance yet. Water brake to RTO, reset, and we can now reset our artificial horizon. There we go, that's done. We check the hydraulics quantity level, minimum 86 for dispatch, and minimum 12 quarts for dispatch. We have 18. That's good. FMC's loaded, trim set, and we've done everything here. Perfect. So we've briefed the taxi, the SID. No, I haven't briefed the taxi. Sorry, I've only briefed the SID. So yeah, taxi. We're going to push back, face southwest, out via one of the Delta gates. We're on Golf 4 here, out via Delta 4, 3 or 2 or 1, and then we're going to taxi, and we've got the figures we can depart from Bravo 2 if needed, otherwise Bravo 1 or Bravo 0 is also available. There we are, everything is briefed. Sid, really briefed the Sid, I just made sure we have the nav aid set, so we're pretty happy with what to do though. 10 miles right turn, outbound 091 to Gran Canaria, Laris, Sarri, Vasto, 250 knots, play 100, and a contingency departure if we lose the radio there. Thanks for subscribing, Felix Haganta, Jinting, Manic. Welcome. What a mouthful. Right, so let's grab our clearance now, and then we can run the checklist from Andy here. So let me just get X1 up here. And tune up the ground frequency. That is 1219er. All good. We're going to due off any second now as well. Probably be a little bit late for the checklist we need to run.
Team Madrid, Vasto 7 Echo, departure flight plan route runway 07, squawk 1407 and climb initially flight level 100, Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey.
Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey, your feedback is correct. Report initial push to start.
He's very quiet.
Okay.
Right, radio's turned up. Let's get a clearance. At Tenerife ground, hello. Alpaca 9 at Alpha Delta stand Golf 4, QNH 1017, departure clearance to Madrid, please.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, Tenerife ground, hello, please. Madrid flight plan route, after 7 Echo departure, runway 07, initial time flight level 100, and the squawk 1411.
Cleared Madrid, Vasto 7 Echo, runway 07, climb, maintain flight level 100, squawk 1411, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, read back correct, report ready for push and start.
Okay. Perfect, so we have flight level 100, so that can sometimes happen. ATC might give you a level which is not depicted on the chart, so 100 is set. We've got 100 or above restriction there, so I'm happy to leave just on the MCP. And Vasto 7 Echo is in the FMC, and we've briefed it, and the squawk is 1411. Perfect. So then, here we go. Here's Andy's pre-recorded checklist. We're going to firstly do the safety inspection checklist, and once that's done, we're going to do the before taxi checklist. This is exactly what we'd be doing at my operator here. So let's give him a whirl. Wake up, Andy. Might have to turn the volume up slightly.
Safety inspection checklist. Surfaces and chocks.
Checked.
Maintenance status.
Checked.
Battery.
On.
Electric hydraulic pumps.
On.
Landing gear lever.
Down.
Ship's library.
Checked.
Safety inspection checklist complete.
How's that, guys? I feel that works really, really well, doesn't it? So, do you want me to turn him up slightly? I think that's probably just about loud enough. But yeah, he's just simply recorded the challenge element of the checklist, and I need to respond to it. We've got it for all the checklists today, which is pretty cool there. Deadly coronavirus. Did you get rid of Jim because he's not doing anything? Well, Jim has to go on vacation occasionally, so he's on holiday, and Andy's been wheeled in today, which is good. Perfect. So, Andy, if I could have the before start checks to the line, please.
Before start checklist to the line.
Thank you.
IRS mode selectors.
They are nav.
Gear pins.
They are removed.
Light test.
Checked.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Yaw damper.
Is on.
Nav transfer and display switches.
Normal and auto.
Fuel.
So fuel, I need to actually pause him here, because what we do when we get the fuel part of the checklist, guys, is go to the flight plan. We always do this. So it's a minimum of 9862 required. We have 10. That's why I didn't put enough fuel on. 11.1. That could have been disastrous, which is why it was a ton down. That's why we always check. So we have enough fuel, but I don't have enough fuel to allow for any holding. Remember, 30 minutes, so 11.1. That's why we have checklists. Andy, you actually saved me today. If it wasn't for Andy...
Flight deck crew is disconnected and starting a refuel.
We turn the seatbelt sign off now. If it wasn't for Andy, we would have not have had enough fuel to hold. Andy, you're my hero. Andy saved the day, Samuel Butler. And that actually stresses how important checklists are. Yes, 9862, 10.1 is fine, but 11.1 is the amount we want today to allow for any potential holding in this busy VATSIM event. Oh, you are my hero. So what happens in this case when you're reading a checklist? If you are unable to satisfy that checklist item, so in this case fuel, you know, we need level 1 required, level 1 on board, 6 pumps on. You can't continue the checklist until that has been completed, so we'd hold the checklist here. The risk is if you carried on, I was saying, yeah, we'll come back to that, you carry on, you might forget to check that's actually the case here. So yeah, we'll do what we need to do in real life, which is wait for that extra ton to be uplifted. With the beauty of desktop simulators, you don't have to call up the company, wait 10 minutes for them to arrive, configure and connect the hose, the grounding wire, not in that order, fuel up, then sign the receipts. You can just do it in 30 seconds, as opposed to the speed it takes in the sim. We're nearly done, look. And we can then carry on with the rest of the checklist.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Thank you, Jose. Seatbelt sign on. We can now carry on with the rest of the checklist. So thanks, Andy. Fuel, in that case, 9.9 required, 11.1 on board, and we have 6 pumps on.
Cabin util IFE galley power.
Is on.
Emergency exit lights.
That's armed.
Fasten belt.
On.
Window heat.
On.
Air conditioning and pressurisation.
So the packs are on, auto, the bleeds are on, and set. Oh, what else if... sorry, Andy. Next one, please.
Pressurisation mode selector.
Auto.
Instrument.
Cross-checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Hydraulic.
They're normal.
Speed brake.
Down detent, and additionally at this stage we do a config check, make sure the config warning horn sounds.
Parking brake.
Set.
Stab trim cutout switches.
Normal.
Wheel well fire warning.
They are... that's checked.
Radios radar transponder.
Set and standby.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
PA.
That is not complete. I'll do a PA, and I've just seen a very good comment by Alice. Recalculate your takeoff speed. You're right, yes, because now we have the correct weight here. There we are. So the correct speeds are now displaying. We should be able to line select key those. So 142. That's better. There's a bug there. 142, 143, 149, and that is set. PA. Would you like me to do a PA? Yeah, I could do a PA for you guys actually. Must not say my operator's call side. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the fly deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Jebediah. I'd like to welcome aboard this. I very nearly said you, man. I'd like to welcome aboard this Alpaca Airways flight to Madrid. Joining me in the fly deck is Senior First Officer Andy, and in the cabin today, your team is led by Ben, and Bill, and Barry, and Beth. Just finishing last bits of paperwork, just running a few minutes behind schedule as Andy completes our checklist today. We're taking off from the northeasterly runway in Tenerife, making a slight right turn after departure, initially heading towards Gran Canaria, then making a left turn north over the Atlantic, flying west of Morocco, making landfall of over Faro and southern Portugal, continuing onwards to Madrid. Flight time 2 hours 30 minutes, very nice day to go flying, cruising at 36,000 feet. And latest weather conditions in Madrid, we've got a wind from the south, few scattered clouds, temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Once the doors are closed, cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is for your safety and for those around you. Please can I ask to give it your full attention? Can also remind you, during the coming pandemic, you must wear your face mask at all times unless eating or drinking or medically exempt. And the country to which you are travelling might have COVID-19 requirements in force. Please ensure you're aware of and comply with these requirements when you've arrived at your destination. Thanks to your attention, you're very welcome aboard. There you go. That's my PA. I've had to adapt it slightly to change words to alpaca, but there we are. At least Andy is happy, and we've completed the checklist. We can carry on now.
PA.
Complete.
FMC CDU.
Is set.
N1 and IAS bugs.
So auto set, that's to verify that the N1 and speed reference is an auto. 22k full, 93.8, V speeds are 142, 143 and 149 set on the MCP.
Stab trim.
6.25 units set.
EFB.
Is airplane mode and stowed.
Phones.
My phone is off.
Flight deck windows and cockpit door.
They are not locked, so we're all ready to go. So what we'd actually do, well, you know, we'd have to make sure the cabin's secure, but I think to do that I have to put the anti-coal light on, don't I? Yeah, let's just flick that off and on, and that will hopefully get the doors closed, so we can carry on with the checklist.
Doors. Passengers.
Oh, slow down. not seated.
Before start checklist completed to the line.
Perfect. So very good, Andy. So we just need to close the forward entry door, which we'll do during the pushback. Well, I can actually do that now, can't I? So let's go here to... There's the air bridge going as well. Superb. And I'll imagine that's the door closing there. Excellent. Closing door. Cabin. Seated. We put that switch to... Actually, well, in reality, we put that in the auto position. Only on when the cabin is sat for landing. We'll put it there now. There we are. Doors are closed. And everything's complete there. 86 Abel, is that checklist mod? That's simply one of the members who's very kindly recorded the challenge elements of the checklist. And I'm reading to them. So I'm just using Groove Music Player from Windows to play in the background there. Very, very good. Let's now... request push and start, and we have more checklists to do as well. We've got every checklist that we do at my operator to fire off today. So where are we going here? VATSIM, turn up the noise. Running a bit late, about 10 minutes behind schedule, but never mind. Let's request push and start. Alpaca 9 at Alpha Delta stand Golf 4 request push and start.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, hold position for traffic.
Holding position, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. So put any delay down to...
Alpaca 10 Remy Foster, confirm if you completed your pushback.
They just set us down now. We are starting engine number 2 now, Alpaca 10 Remy Foster.
Roger, break, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. You're going to be able to push and to push safely in front of the company ABC321 Neo behind you?
Absolutely.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, push and start approved, face to the west behind the traffic, UNH1017.
Push start approved facing west, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. I can assure you in real life, no, that is insufficient. But in the land of the sim, no problems whatsoever. So better push back. Oh, I forgot to order the pushback anyway.
Please, show me where you want to go. Tao is driving up.
Excellent, he'll be here in 1 second. I forgot to get him connected there. But yeah, as soon as he's connected, we'll be able to get on our way. So one of the things we need to always be wary of, I mean, it's not... as important as making sure the aircraft is configured safely, completing our briefings and checklists, but we always have to record delays and reasons why, so we always here on the channel, I start the stream usually on the hour at past, and we always aim to push back half an hour after the stream started, so I did aim to push back at 30, obviously explaining a few bits of the checklist, answering queries in chat, showing you things. We're a bit delayed, so we then have codes to, and they're internationally recognised codes. You can type in IR to delay codes and you'll find them online, and what we'll be probably using in this case here is completion of flight crew checks, which is a delay code I think of 63, and in this case...
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Yeah, ramp congestion because we were delayed slightly by that as well. What happened to aircraft shadows? Have I not got any aircraft shadows? There we go. Sun's directly above us, and the shadows are all here. ATC's very loud. Yeah, it always is the case because I have him quite loud to be able to hear him. But I know when I'm talking, I'm a little bit quieter there. Jim Lee, how do you get Andy? I'll see if Andy will put that in a zip file and I can perhaps share that with you. Cockpit door? Was the cockpit door open? Was mine?
Cell connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Doors are all closed. Anyway, we can release parking brake now. Oh, cockpit door on the other aircraft.
Starting pushback, and you may start engine.
Oh, sorry, on the other aircraft, got you. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't think shadows can be displayed off CSLs.
Ground Alpha 6, Mike Whiskey, stand Foxtrot 3, request push and start.
That is super tight.
Alpha 6, Mike Whiskey, push and start.
I think we're not going to hit him.
West, UNH1017. Sorry, Alpha 6, Mike Whiskey, disregard, hold position.
Holding position, Alpha 6, Mike Whiskey.
So hopefully that Airbus will request taxi. Why is the Ryanair aircraft pushing in that direction? Oh, fair enough. If he's actually exiting via one of the gates, then fair enough. He might be going out via this gate. IBase Central, where have you flown to in real life recently, sir? Well, I'm not going to say every single one, otherwise it might give a little bit too much position away. Osaka, Nikita. I'm joking. Hey, is Nikita a Formula 1 driver anyway? I've flown to Tenerife, been to Tenerife recently, a place in Spain, been to Barcelona, Alicante recently as well. A few places in France. Starting engine number 2.
Touch with 6 Tango and holding to runway 07. Okay, 100.
Oscar, to set the brakes, you push pedals, pull the
Tenerife
lever. Yes, you push
South,
pedals, that's correct.
Still on Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot, ready to taxi.
Anti-FO.
Mach 10 Romeo Foxtrot, no worries at all. Give way to the KLM Airbus A310. It's going to be taxiing out the stand on your left.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Are you real pilot emojis in chat?
Give way to the KLM,
Air conditioning
then
packs
forward
off,
traffic,
anti-condition light on, parking
Tango,
brakes set,
and
transponder out off. Oh, that's oh dear,
Alpaca 10
that's why there's
Foxtrot.
2 of us. Andy, before start checks below the line, please.
Before start checklist below the line. Air conditioning pack.
Off,
Anti-collision light.
on,
Parking brake.
is now released,
Transponder.
out off.
Before start checklist complete.
Thanks, Andy. Oh
Operation
dear.
complete. Set parking
That's
brake.
why we weren't getting any A2 rotation, because it was trying to get the
Disconnecting
too
tow.
much
Standby.
demand for the patch. You see, it isn't enough poof to get the engine started otherwise. Right, there we go. Yep, brilliant. What a members. Oh dear. So starting it out, monitoring engine number 2. 27, starting engine number 1.
50, 40,
Aaron Hayes' plot
30,
just, he really does fly for
20, 10.
Thank you very much, Aqua Vital, for the £5. Very kind of you. N2, N1.
Thanks for your channel, the best ZIBO mod
KLM
knowledge.
Tower
source.
disconnected and bypass beam has been removed.
Thank you.
Signal on the right. We'll
Very
see you
much.
next time and have
So
a safe
much
flight.
boys.
On the way.
Thank you very much, Aqua Vital, for the
let's
£5.
see.
Very
Able
kind
to
of you,
go
sir.
to the
You're
left
doing
around
very,
there.
very well. Appreciate your generosity there. And, yeah, I'm glad you enjoy. We'll never be too far away from a ZIBO live stream here. Someone on the community post went, oh, another 737 stream. Well, it sort of makes sense, seeing I drive this plane in real life and sort of provide feedback to ZIBO fixing this. But it's still the... Yeah, I've been thinking about Microsoft Flight Series X-Plane recently. There we are, that's the bypass bit. It's every time I come back to X-Plane, you know, it just gives me a nice feeling, or it's a nice warm, fuzzy feeling. It's just like it was, it's better. The handling and everything, you know. Having said that, we'll probably take the DC-6 out again soon. Like flying an aircraft. Here comes the flight controls, flaps and rudders. Full right and full left, recall. Blank the lower DU. And I think we've got everything configured there. So, Andy, if I could have the before taxi checklist, please.
Before taxi checklist. Generators.
On.
APU.
Off.
Start switches.
Continuous.
Anti-ice.
On. Oh, he missed Pro-Pete. Where's Pro-Pete? Pro-Pete should have been on. Anti-ice off.
Air conditioning.
Pax auto bleeds on.
Isolation valve.
Is auto.
Flaps.
We have 5 required, 5 selected with the green light.
Stabilizer trim.
6.25 units set.
Start lever.
Idle detents.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Recall.
Checked.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Excellent. Before taxi check is complete, we can now request taxi. Alpaca 9 at Alpha Delta, request taxi.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, taxi order point runway 07 via Delta 4 and Tango.
Taxi order point 07 via Delta 4 and Tango, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. So,
Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey behind the taxiing company 737-800 stand correction pushing set approved
turn
face
from taxi,
southwest.
so clear left and clear right, still config.
After the company burn 737-800 passes, clear push 3,
Just
stay
trying to control the
southwest.
volume there. There we are, so Delta 4 Tango.
KLM 1010, contact Tenerife South approach 127.7. Have a good flight.
So we've just pushed off gate 4. Delta 4's the first left here onto Tango. You can see already the textures on the scenery here by digital sign's really nice. Looks fantastic. Delta 4 first left here. It's exactly what they do in Tenerife in real life when you're on that side of the terminal there. Yeah, Rip here. Sorry guys. Yeah, it's very hard to control the VATSIM volume. So if I turn it down much lower, I can't hear it then. It's just exactly like Tenerife. It's spot on with the Orbex Trio scenery.
Alpaca 5 my Foxtrot taxi Delta 1 Tango holding point 07.
Delta 1 Tango.
Guru, can you please explain to me how the real parking brake feels like on the engine and how do you release it? Is it pulling it up, swing back, or do you just push it down? Someone did answer that a second ago.
approach on 127.7.
It's basically, it's quite, you have to push quite firmly on the brakes. One of the things a lot of people don't appreciate of this aircraft is it's clunky and heavy. You know, if you're doing steep turns for 2 or 3 minutes, your arms get heavy. You know, well, certainly in a level D sim, it's not like every day we're doing 45-degree turns, but it's a heavy old aircraft. They're hydraulically assisted flight controls, of course, but yeah, when you, for the brakes, it's no different to a Cessna. You push the brakes forward. And you have to push them quite hard. Once you push it quite hard, you're able to pull this lever up. If you just pull this lever up without pushing the brakes in, they won't set. So you push the brakes hard, pull the lever up, and then release the brakes, and it will lock the brakes in position, essentially setting them up, the brakes to park. Just to release them, you just simply push hard on the brakes, and it simply moves that off there. Now, I won't be able to film something like that in the aircraft, unfortunately, but if I get a chance in a level D sim, I'll try and show you how that works. Melly, do you think the ZIBO behaves realistic in windy conditions and storms? Yes. We've done a stream a while back landing at Leeds Bradford on a 25 knot crosswind with turbulent conditions, and you can't get in anything that's more realistic than, you know, you need active sky though, guys. The default X-Plane 11 weather engine isn't that great, but active sky injects...
Papa 5, my Foxtrot at Tango, give way to company 737-800.
Injects the meta in a realistic way, and I remember seeing it where the way the speed was jumping, the adverse effects of the flight controls, spot on, very, very good. So yeah, I've not been able to compare it and say Microsoft Flight Simulator because there isn't a 7.3, but when the PMDG comes out, we'll make a comparison video. I'm sure that would be very popular and people would be interested in my opinion on that. Right.
3182 radio check, please.
Radio 5.
So, we have got a tower frequency, I think. Oh no, just ground, so we'll get handed over to approach. When we get handed over, I'll do the before takeoff checklist.
Papa 9 Alpha Delta, contact the Tenerife South approach 127.7 and enjoy flight. Bye bye.
127.7, Alpaca 9, Alpha Delta, thanks a lot for the ATC, sir. Bye.
Bye.
Perfect, so over to approach, we can now do the before takeoff checklist, please, Andy.
Before takeoff checklist to the line. Config.
We checked.
Flaps.
We've got 5 green light.
Stabilizer trim.
6.25 units set.
Takeoff briefing.
So takeoff briefing, we've got the Pax Auto bleeds on, V speeds are set for departure. We've got V1 142, 143, 149 set departure. Vasto 7 Echo, straight ahead 10 miles Tenerife, left turn. We're going to be intercepting then the 090 radial to Gran Canaria, stop, climb flight level 100. NADP2, any problems will climb straight ahead to the MSA, and we'll go up to 3,000 feet in that case. So, cabin review is reviewed. Cabin
before takeoff checklist to the line complete.
Cabin secure. There we are. Before takeoff checklist to line complete. Thanks, Andy. Now we're ready for departure now, so we'll set the parking brake and we'll contact departures.
KLM 1010 identified, climb level 120.
KLM 120, KLM 100.
Tenerife approach. Hello, Alpaca 9 at Alpha Delta, holding point Bravo 0, runway 07, ready for departure.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, Tenerife South, hello, number 1 for departure.
Hold on, flight deck sim, before you take off, you are real.
Got no... Yeah, if anyone... You know, VATSIM's not the sort of place to do that sort of stuff, so... yeah. Don't know what he said, but I heard it, but you didn't.
Runway 07 clear for takeoff, Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta behind the departing traffic and up and wait runway 07 behind.
Then via Bravo 0, line up and wait behind runway 07, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Perfect, so we've been cleared to line up and wait, so we always check clear left and clear right. Perfect. No one on the approach there. It's kind of hard to see what the approach is. It's straight ahead of us. There it is. And we can now line up. So auto throttle, LNAV. So LNAV. Why weren't you engaged? Yeah, flight director's not on. Taxi light off. It's not been cleared to take off yet.
Flight deck sim, you're not a real pilot.
So there's transponder TARA. So we've got MCP set. Transponder TARA. Strobe lights are on and landing lights on. What did he say? He said I'm not a real pilot. I think he found out. Oh, I think we might be going offline here. What is some idiot? Let's do before takeoff checks below.
Before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP
Is set.
transponder.
TARA
Strobe light.
is on.
Landing light.
Holding on landing lights.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
They're not complete, but fair enough. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just yeah, you just get some people on VATSIM who yeah, have to do that stuff.
Climb flight level 120, Alpaca 10, runway 5.
Have a great flight, you
Unbelievable.
Monitor ground on 121.9, bye.
Fortunately, I've got quite a good ability to mute him, so I can hear him everything. But we'll just might get takeoff course and then log off, guys. Sorry about that.
Approach hello,
Yeah, he'll get
Alpaca 6
IP ban. Hopefully, something worse if they chase it up as well. I've had that happen before. They took it beyond just a VATSIM ban as well.
Runway 07 on Bravo 1, number 2 for departure.
Hold Bravo 1, runway 07 for departure.
Oh boy.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta.
Fuck off.
Sorry, guys. Cleared takeoff, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Thanks a lot. Perfect. So, landing lights on, checks complete. Thanks, Dot Wallop. I know he's on it here. Right, perfect. We're all ready to go. And timing and 40%. Toga's in chat. Let's get out of here. Set to take off thrust. There we are. Takeoff thrust set. Indications normal. Checked. Release forward pressure.
V1, rotate.
Up we go. 2.5 degrees per second. Why have I got no flight director guidance?
Positive rate.
Gears coming up. We just pushed Toga again. That was strange. Don't know why the flight directors didn't appear.
400.
Hell no. That's not a flyby. Beautiful. I have actually disconnected now. I am disconnected, guys. I'll try again later. That's Command A. Bug up. Ooh, timer. Yeah, hold on. I just did. It's on. I just started the chronometer as well. That's all. So there we are, we're now accelerating above V2 plus 15, select flap 1. Oh, look, I didn't turn the weather radar on. Too many distractions, guys. And flaps up. Perfect. Godfrey, he said he was not a real pilot, and then son. Thanks, Don Wallop. I hope you're doing well, buddy. I've not seen you for. I'm back on the network. Oh, what's happening? I keep losing Toga guidance though. What in the world? Let me just. Alright. That's really strange. Why there's no flight directors coming up. Right, flaps up, no lines. VNav and standard is set.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, identified climb flight level 120.
Thanks for accommodating that. Climb flight level 120, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. So that is set. I was just about to message him saying sorry about that, but you've seen I've logged back on again. There we are, so standard set, now passing 40 flight level 120.
Yes, 129.1.
Checklist. Air conditioning pressurization 1.8.
Alpaca 5 mics posture, wind 070 degrees,
Climbing and set.
Clear for takeoff, runway 07, Alpaca 5 mic posture.
Oh, and I'm meant to be. Well, to be fair, Andy has recorded an after takeoff checklist. But the thing is, at my operator, the after takeoff checklist is read and do silently by pilot monitoring. So he'd actually read that and go air conditioning and pressurization set. The next steps are done silently, and then pilot monitoring as a challenge says altimeters, and we verify once we've been cleared to a flight level that's standard set, passing, in this case, 60, flight level 120. And that's it. After takeoff, checklist is complete. So we push that, tell the cabin crew they can jump up and do their things, and we'll go there. Yeah, Dot Wallet, thank you very much. And guys, sorry if you heard any bad foul language there. Thankfully, most of it you didn't hear. It was muted. Happens occasionally. People have nothing else better to do on their, what is it today? Thursday evening. But yes. I do still have a few people who don't believe my credentials. I do have a social media and take, you know, critical phase of flight photos if you ever doubt my credentials, but fair enough. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the flight director there. That was very unusual. So I pushed Toga for setting takeoff thrust, but it never appeared, the flight directors. And then during rotation at some point, or slightly afterwards, they popped off again. Now, all I did was push Toga, which is that button here, but I obviously have it assigned to a command on my joystick, and that seemed to just make them reappear. So yeah, not sure what caused that. Cool. So on the Vasto 7 Echo SID at the moment, obviously LNAV VNAV is managing it, but it's we're now on that 091 radial outbound from Tenerife inbound to 10R, and we can then go to Gran Canaria afterwards. Contact Canarias 129.1 Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta Salvo. Perfect. Yeah, it was really good of the controllers to manage that as well, but that was excellent. Most of us don't, but we stick around anyway. Thanks all, 345. Right, altimeter is 104, flight level 120, pre-cruise checks there. So fuel, 6 pubs, and we've got 2.5 tons in the centre. Lights coming off, goes off, APU's on pressurisation 3.9, and that is all set. Need the seatbelts on, pretty cool. Make sure I'm monitoring 1215, and we then log into CPDLC in reality. Checking Canaris. I'm back at 9 Alpha Delta, climbing flight level 120, 10R. This.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, muy buenas. Radar contact, climb flight level 240 and flight direct Vasto.
Climb flight level 240 direct Vasto, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. I've gone the same colour. Has anyone ever seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? You know when she wears that purple sweet, goes that bright purple colour? That's the same colour as me right now. Who? What? Yeah, that was a real curveball for you there. That's what happens. I think that's about 50, the 10th or 12th time I've done it 30, anyway, guys. So
20.
Thank you very much to Bentley 360 for the $5. Very kind of you.
Cheerio, Captain, and chat greetings from LACA.
Thank you, Berto, all the way from California, Los Angeles. That's very, very kind of you. And good morning to you over stateside. And hope you're doing very, very well. That's very generous of you here. Oh my goodness me, all going on today. This is what happens if I don't stream for such a long time. I end up saying these sort of things. Oh boy, .gif. Right, I'm slowly going from crimson to red, then slowly back to skin colour, normal skin colour there.
Leveling up at flight level 120.
But thank you all for your respect and transparency. As I said, my operator doesn't know what I'm doing. So I'm not. I think these days, if I'm perfectly honest, I'm less. I would say cautious. Does it really want me? No, I just choose to do it that way. But, anyway, we won't discuss aforementioned error. Someone's going to probably clip that though. Hi Adam, hi Captain, pleased to you. I'm about to start the assessment process for Eurocontrol, and although you are a pilot, I feel assessments are similar in some ways. Any advice? Direct to Vasto, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, thank you. What was sorry, I won't say. Direct Vasto, XQ. LNAV's all working fine now, so you can see, look, all going direct to Vasto. Even though the top of climb is slightly offset with the magenta line, should be bang on it, but I'm sure ZIBO will look at that into the future. Eurocontrol assessment, I have no idea whether the assessments with regards to ATC are similar to that.
Alpaca 10 Foxtrot, climb flight level 360.
For a pilot, I guess they're similar in many ways, but no, I'm sure there's, you know, guidance readily available online to assist you in getting you ready and things like that. But I wouldn't know if it's similar to that assessment. That's quite funny, is that some troll of VATSIM comes on frequency and plays flight sim is not legit. I ended up dropping myself a bit of a curveball. At least I've sorted that troll out. Hi, 5360, good to have you guys back. Thank you very much. Guru doesn't really bother me, if I'm honest. Dylan R, I have been very close to saying alpaca at work. I have been, yes. Nicholas, what's the difference between speed and level change modes on the MCP? So in climb, VNAV speed, the mode we're in now, behaves the exact same way as level change. So if I select level change, N1 won't change, but VNAV speed will change to MCP speed, just meaning I can bug the speed to change it. Taylor, thank you for your $5. Love
the channel, obviously.
Thank you.
Can't stick around, but wondering if you would be interested in doing a simulated Focke flight walk around at some time.
Oh, that's a really good suggestion, Taylor. Thank you very much for your $5 and also for all your lovely comments you always leave on my videos, so thanks for that. No, that is a tutorial in which I said I was planning. I even got to the stage of recording some parts of it. I never got around to finishing it. In the winter, I have some tutorials which I've wanted to do, but I've never got around to doing, and one of them is the walk around tutorial, sort of a virtual walk around. But no, it's something I can perhaps looking at making a video of, or even prior to a stream. So thank you very much, Taylor 314 Tango 5 for your donation. Very kind of you, sir. Perfect. I really dot wallop again. Oh dear. So thankfully I have the ability to listen to VATSIM whilst you guys can't hear anything, so it's quite a useful feature. Hi Walker, Ian Captain, haven't caught a stream in a while, hope you've had a great summer, much flying. Yeah, absolutely flat out. Absolutely, thanks, Dot Wallop. What's going on? Very busy, really busy flying there, A Walker, so I did 90 hours last month, got a few days off now, back again next week. I've got a full week next week. I'm also in the same as a body a few times. Yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm enjoying the flying. It's been great fun, catching up with all my colleagues, people I flew with last year as well. Really enjoying it, so yeah, just it's going to be very quiet again in the winter. Oh, he's back again. Yeah, I'm just off now, guys. How's he doing now? He must have a few accounts there. Captain, why did you name the alpaca, says Aaron. So the reason, Aaron, is years ago when we started doing organising group flights for the channel, one of the members, still is a member, suggested making a virtual airline, and I think I was already using the broadsword call sign at the same time. I'm just going to level off at 240 here for a sec, guys. And whilst I was using that broadsword call sign, someone said, well, why don't we call the airline Alpaca Airways? It's because I'd recently been alpaca walking, and I thought, oh, that's a ridiculous idea, but I don't know, it just sort of stuck on really. And then we just did some virtual flights using the alpaca call sign. VCP, I think the Latin word, I'm not going to dare to pronounce it. VCP sort of represents the Latin word for alpaca, and it sort of went on from there onwards, and we carried on. So there you go. Right, so offline for now, guys, cruising up to 360, so that's set once, twice, push out into third, 3 times, there we are, just minutes. Thank you very much, Jonas. Let's Play for 13 months. Thanks for all the streams, Captain. Just finished my sim flight to Frankfurt and buttered the 737-200. Thanks to you. Thank you very much, Jonas. Please. No thanks to me. You did that all on your own, the buttering, but maybe you picked up a few tips along the way, and you did a nice little chip close hold as well. Thank you very much, Jonas Let's Plays, for your 13 months membership and your continued support there. Very, very kind of you. Who's been here since the broadsword days? maybe we should use that call sign again, just for old time's sakes. Oh, so you've got so many guys who've been here for such a long time. Keep watching the video, so thanks a lot. We appreciate it. Broadsword. That is 2XL Airways in reality. The airline, I think they're based in Northampton. Northampton Aerodrome. They have a 727, a few little light aircraft as well. But no, you do hear their call signs zipping around the UK quite a bit, so it's pretty cool. JS Ammo Krishna, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, sir. Is it true that you use level change and increase the speed to get a higher rate of descent when you are high on profile? Yes, that is a very effective way of recapturing your profile there. JS Amor Krishna. Now, I did mention it to someone else earlier, a little tutorial I made, which actually is one of my earliest tutorials in the PMDG. It talks about high energy approach, or high energy descent management, and how to manage the modes to get back onto profile. The thing is, there is no right or wrong way. There's several ways in which you can do different things to achieve the same job, but no, level change is an effective way to recapture your profile, because your VNAV profile is based on a fixed descent speed. If you plug a higher speed, you can increase your rate of descent, and it also adds additional parasitic drag. And then when you're on profile, you can either use speed brake to reduce your speed. You can also update your speed in the VNAV as well, so you can update your new target speed. But yeah, level change is a very useful,
50,
simple
40, 30,
mode
20,
to recapture your profile.
10.
But I've just posted a link if anyone's interested on how to recapture your profile there. Thank you, Pete.
Thanks for the stream, Captain.
You're most welcome, Pete. Thank you very much for the £10. Very kind of you. I hope you're doing well, and I'm just happy to be streaming again. It's been a busy few weeks or so thank you very much for everyone that's contributed to that. So thank you. Cool. Yeah, so we'll see what's going on later. We might pop in online. It's a good VATSIM event today, so we'll see. But for now, we'll crack on as we are. Moonraker, High Fly Malta is one of my favourite call signs. I have never heard that one before. Forgot to direct. No, I did direct Vasto, but I might have misheard ATC. But no, we've got a nice straight line for the rest of our sector here. I didn't do any external views over Gran Canaria. Let's have a little look down there. It did look very good. We're dealing quite a lot. Bye-bye. All that lovely old mixture of. It did look very good on the test sector, but it's only Atlantic Ocean for the next hour and a bit, so. Hi, Aquavital again. Thank you for donation earlier. I've been flying ZIBO for a while. Your MCP buttons look different. Is it something custom? I need to upgrade my mod. You'll need to upgrade to the latest version to, or yeah, certainly the latest public version, to have the ability to select the Honeywell MCP, the Collins MCP, the one that you find on most NGs. Is the default one. You could also select the Honeywell MCP. I've got the standby artificial horizon and backup instrumentation as well. Non-ISFD selection there. Yes, we'll put some music on, perhaps. Martin N, great question. Do you feel that the M1 spools up a bit too fast on the ground before 40%? It does, Martin N. That is known. There isn't much ZIBO can do. There are some limitations with regards to Lambda Research's modelling of the N1 thrust curve. So with jet engines, turbofan jet engines, when you have a lower N1 ground idle, so 20% in the NG, and you set 40%, the time it takes to spool up from 20 to 40 is quite slow in real life. I'd say typically 7-8 seconds or so in the mod, 2 or 3. Unfortunately, if we were to slow it down to ensure that the 20 to kind of 40% is slower like it is in real aircraft, that means the whole thrust regime is affected. So when you could, for example, set takeoff thrust or go around thrust, it would be too slow to recover. Once the M1's above 40%, the speed at which it takes to accelerate to your target N1 is much slower, which is one of the reasons we actually use flaps on approach. it's not only just to get the aircraft to fly slower, but it's not good for the planet, but it ensures that we have a higher enough N1, so in the event of a missed approach, there's no delay in getting the target ground thrust, be it reduced ground thrust or full ground thrust, or even worst case scenarios such as terrain escape or wind shear escape. Most commonly, you won't take long to get full rated thrust out of those engines. Older engines, I certainly know in the Air Force, is it the what was it called? It was one of the first the first twin engine bombers. I think it was the Canberra. Those were notorious for the spool up time for the engines. A lot of aircraft were lost, a lot of good flight crew killed as well, from engine failures at low speed phases. So engine failures have to take off on approach because when the power took a long time to recover and there wasn't sufficient rudder available as well. But yeah, that's modern jet engines are very capable in getting your target thrust set. I completely support the idea of flying broadside call sign once again. Okay. We'll do it in one sector perhaps. Put a little bit of music on. There we are. So crawling up to 36,000 feet. Last few thousand feet or so is very slow at these sort of gross weights, but the current climate, with carrying typically less than 100 passengers, if you're doing a short sector, you can be at 41,000 feet within 20 minutes. In 20 minutes we're only at 33,000 feet with full climb thrust here. There we are, there's some music on now. Swampfly is currently doing work experience at a company make the tail fins for the 787, the only company in England. It's fantastic. That sounds really cool. You've got some cool pictures. If you could share them, I don't know if it's possible, but that's really cool. When's the next charity stream? It'll be at 80,000, Jonathan Wiltshire. Ever since
50,
we
40,
screened past 50,000 with Microsoft
20,
Flight Simulator, we'd want a 16, 17. We'll do every 10,000 moving forward. Thank you very much, Andy, for the £10.
My redundancy is in the bank and I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. Smiley face. Off to try and single-handedly solve the HGV driver shortage on Monday. Thanks for the stream, boss.
That's very kind of you, Andy. Thank you very much for your continued support as a member and your donation. And obviously you've been for a bit of a, bit of the wars at the moment, wars with your old job, losing it and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I guess becoming a HGV driver at the moment is could be quite lucrative. I see a lot of companies and adverts for offering signing on bonuses. I know the work's very hard and long, but I hope you're. I mean, I'm being active enough on Discord at the moment to keep up with everything. But I hope your job is to keep you happy and healthy. And if you need any advice, just watch my Euro Truck Simulator streams, Andy. You'll be fine. Thank you very much, buddy. Appreciate the donation. Oscar is an engineer. He'll definitely be answering, giving you useful information here, guys. At low RPMs, the engine opens some valves to release air from the compressor, bleed out to avoid compressor stall. If you then want higher thrust, the engine needs to reconfigure. Does the NG do that, Oscar? That's way beyond my knowledge space. Maybe it does. I know they have a 5th and 9th stage. 9th stage used at lower RPMs to ensure the sufficient bleed thrust, but yeah. I don't know if the NG does anything like that. Perfect. Evidence, is there a VATSIM network for Truck Simulator? It's online now. I think there's an online multiplayer feature in Euro Truck Sim, which you can use, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Doc Wallop's absolutely right. Absolutely right. All engines do that. They're called variable bleed valve, and they're not the same as the bleed valve for system use. Got you, Oscar. Very interesting. There's no guidance in my FCOM about variable bleed valves, only about the 5th and 9th stage, and demand for bleed air. FCOMs from Boeing have been dumbed down over the years because they realise pilots are not very clever. We only need to be told that they're essential. But I do have an interest in learning a little bit more in regards to technical aspects. There's an excellent app if you're really into wanting to learn about the 737 called the Cockpit Companion. It's about £40 or £50 to download on your iPad, but it's a 3D interactive model, and you can click each switch or every button in the aircraft, and it'll give you information about that, so which is pretty cool. Way beyond the scope of what the FCOM talks about, which is excellent. Drini, will there be a 737 coming out for the Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yes, as Tony Flies is on stream. The NGX won't be good as a ZIBO though. We'll see. PMDG have made a very good effort with the NGXU in the past. Be interesting to compare. Moen, do you know how long it'll be until top of descent? Boz wants to go to shop and he's too scared to ask. Top of descent will be at 17:59 Zulu. So that was, what's that now, 20 past an hour and 40 minutes from now. Plenty of time to go to the shops. I want to hear what you're having tonight, boss, as well. Hi Brent, Borgendvag, good afternoon Captain. Been away for a while but happy to be back and able to catch this flight, thank you very much. And I've been very busy as well, so glad you're on board. Boss, I'm not scared, I was waiting. Is it like a Haynes manual for the 737, said Julian? Yeah, you could put it in that category. Other reputable, high quality car guides available. Ethan, does the FMC allow the aircraft to exit a hold pattern at a specific time? Not in the 737. It'll give you information with regards to how long you can hold for until you approach your reserves fuel amount. But to exit the hold, you have to do one of two things. You can either use the exit hold function, and the aircraft will then exit via the point at which you are holding over, or you can just very simply route direct to another waypoint in the FMC, use LNAV, or just use heading select and update the FMC to another waypoint as well. So here we are. These are, as I said, would be domestic sectors. We'd be talking to either Castor or Agadir radar now, and then we'd eventually go over to Faro. Well, Faro, the Lisbon radar. We'll probably be overhead Faro in about hour and 15, hour and 10 minutes or so. But just that's the coast of North Africa, Morocco there. I've flown this airway, this airspace, several times. There's Fuerteventura, Lanzarote. Try and get my bearings right here. No, Lanzarote's directly right. So there's Lanzarote here, and then Fuerteventura is this island here. Are you somehow involved in the new Level Up 737 project? I'm not, Juso. Piper 360, did you hear about Team LH? Is that Lewis Hamilton fans paying for a plane to fly over Zandvoort with a 7-time champion banner to wind up the Dutch fans? I didn't hear that. That would have wound them up. Anyway, Formula 1, my boy George Russell is going to be driving next year. He's from Wisbech, which is where I grew up. He's about 20 miles away from where I was born and lived and stuff, so huge George Russell fan. Very excited to see him race next year. It's mega. Hi Fezzy, long time no speak, Captain. I flew to Dubrovnik from Manchester a few weeks ago. The aircraft was full. You experienced the same at your operator? Yes, on certain routes, Fezzy, we're having good loads, especially at the weekend, but no, not near pre-pandemic levels, unfortunately. And what I think I've noticed now in the last 4 weeks, I think we've peaked, starting to tail off a little bit loads. For the last couple of sectors, 70-80 passengers or so. But yeah, at the weekend busier, 150. I've only had one flight this year which has been full, and it wasn't completely full, it was nearly full, but not at about 10 of max capacity there. Madrid, we'll have a look at the taxi chart later. It's a large airport, complex taxiway routing and systems. We firstly have very comprehensive airfield briefing, so my operator and other operators will go to the length of creating a document explaining, on top of what's available in the charts, the expected routing, where the airline operates, what terminal, and I will be using that briefing later when I brief you. It talks about things like where you can expect to exit, what will be the preferred exit point to the runway, and another useful bit of information, we have electronic flight bags, and not always, but most of the time, they'll provide you prior to you pushing back the stand information, so roughly, they can change it, but usually when they give you the stand number, that's the one you get. You can even call the handling company prior to descent or during descent to get your stand number as well, so you know where you're going to be parking, which helps with the planning stage with regards to taxi. The important thing is, it doesn't matter if it's real life or even on the VATSIM network or IKO, whatever network you're using, if you're unsure of your position, just set the parking brake, stop, and confirm with ATC. Don't crack on if you're not sure where you're going. Positive landing, yes, 13415. Positive landing, you're right. Thanks, Stephen Cooper. Glad you've had a good amount of work. Stansted Airport has a really good forecast of passengers in October. Very good. Very good. Callum Robertson, is there any truth that hard landings are fuel-saving measures to get on the tarmac as quickly as possible? That is what we'd like to call Cod's Wallop, Callum Robertson. There is no fuel advantage from landing hard whatsoever. But nor is there from landing soft. It doesn't make any difference to fuel burn. I must stress there's not a single airline in the world which certainly today, which is going to be ever questioning fuel burn or how much fuel you take. Certainly since I've been a skipper, if I've wanted to take extra fuel, I've taken it, and no one has ever told
50,
me otherwise
40,
at all.
30,
Weather's fine,
20,
not forecasting any problems.
10.
Standard block fuel's fine. The weather's bad, take it extra, and that's just the way it is. Thank you, Digby the dog.
Tell Jack that if he wants to be respected as a chief pilot, he must stop licking his own butt in public.
What is this? Digby! I've donated before, but not such an eye-watering. What the world? Thank you, Digby, for your donation. That was outrageous. I've got nothing else to say. I'll bear that in mind when I next chat with Jack to mention him. Oh my days. What is life? Thanks, Digby the dog. Unbelievable. Yes, as I was saying, I've never been questioned about how much fuel I've taken. Certainly my operator, and pretty much I can guarantee this at all airlines, very go-around minded. We have a zero blame policy for go-arounds. If you go around, you go around. No one's ever going to say, why did you go around for? No, we very much say all approaches are flown to a go-around. A landing is a bonus. So yes, it's not an issue. We always try to save fuel if we can, and ATC always accommodates shortcuts. We use low drag techniques, and CDAs where possible. So yeah. Abdullah, are we expecting an emergency? Well, you're always expecting an emergency. You never know what's going to happen. But in the sterile environment of a sim, we can very much dictate if there'll be an emergency or not. Today, like every day, it'll be pretty normal procedures. Maybe I'll do some non-normal streams. I think I've said that for the last 3 or 4 years. Hi Abdullah, when I was asleep we were taking off and I just woke up. Oh, good morning or afternoon then. Superb. Okay, so we've been streaming for an hour and 29 and we are sending an hour and a half. I'll have a break in about 10 minutes or so. Yes, don't forget guys, when we land in Madrid, Windsock Simulations. I think they Aerosoft is the publisher of their scenery. I did get it from Just Flight though. I purchased it from Just Flight, but I got in contact with Emma Bentley, who runs, or is part of the team that developed the airport, asking if they'd like to give away a copy to one of my viewers, and they very kindly said yes. So I do have a copy of the Windsock Simulations Madrid scenery for X-Plane 11 to give away after landing. All instructions with regards to how to enter that will be given. It will be as usual, just to enter a keyword in chat, and I will get you then to contact me, and I'll get you to get in contact with Emma, so you can claim that prize. So massive thank you for them to give me a copy to give away. Well, what's better, PMDG or ZIBO? For me personally, I prefer the ZIBO mod in X-Plane 11 from how the aircraft behaves and responds to flight controls and inputs. There's a few bugs in this current version as well, but don't get me wrong, I do like the PMDG NGX as well. I've not used it since I switched to X-Plane 11, but I am very much looking forward to using it in Microsoft Flight Simulator, seeing how it works, and yeah, I think a lot of the updates that Microsoft have done to their simulator have caused problems for developers. I think they're having to delay releases of aircraft because each time they update the sim, it changes it. I don't know anything about those sort of things. I just install it, fly it, see how it feels, go from there. Now, Hoxers, do you have a favourite colleague you look forward to flying with? I mean, not really. All the guys I've always flown with, be it in the right-hand seat or the left-hand seat, we'll get on along fine. You know, I'd say a few years ago there might have been a few, let's say old school skippers who they weren't so fun, let's say. But no, I like to think I'm very fun to fly with, and FOs like fly with me. I'm all about having an easy day, positive from the start. You know, high spirits, because sometimes we do very long days after a very long week, and yeah, I hope I'm fun to fly with. I keep being told I am, but maybe they're just saying that. Abdullah, what's our current altitude and speed? We're currently cruising at flight level 360. We're doing 256 knots indicated airspeed. Because of the air density though, that's around 444 knots through the air, and Mach numbers we use at these levels, 0.77. Speed over the ground, essentially your sat-nav, the way it works to you guys. So that's the speed we're doing in relation to anything on the ground, 460 knots, about 520 miles an hour. Specca Globy, what do you usually talk about in the flight deck and cruise? All sorts, really. How's your life going on? What are you doing this weekend? Work? What are you doing this winter? Yeah, it's enough to keep you busy. You know, a lot of my operator, certainly when you're coming up to command upgrade and becoming a captain, I was certainly the case when I was in the right-hand seat. They're often asking a lot of questions about that process, or if they've got to, you know, want to work in the simulator or something like that, because I used to be an SFI working in the sim. They're always enough to talk about work and stuff like that, so yeah, it's enough to keep us busy. We also have relaxing, yeah, you can relax as well. Declan, how much did your flight training cost? It was around 84,000 just for the integrated flight training course, with living expenses, everything. It was around 90,000, of which I took a loan out for with the flight training school, and I only finished paying off a couple of years before I became a skipper. HK's Flight Simulation, are you excited about Windows 11? I'm confused, to be honest, what to do in my PC. I didn't even know Windows 11 was coming out. Are you a fan of soda in the cockpit or coffee? Don't drink coffee, John Franco. Coffee always makes my heart palpitate and makes me jittery. Never used to, but certainly last few years it does. Soda, yeah, I don't really. I'll have a can of Coke or something. I like drinking ginger ale. That's quite nice. Good for the stomach as well. But no, I drink a lot of water at work, tea, hot chocolate, stuff like that. Declan, how did you initially afford that? How do you pay it back? Took a loan. I was in no position to pay for the flight training, as some people are very fortunate to do. So I did what most people do. The Oxford Aviation Academy at the time had a relationship with the BBVA, the Spanish bank, in which they secure or give you a loan. Usually they have to secure that against a property. So my mum and stepdad my uncle. They secured the loan against one of their property, meaning that if I didn't pay it back, they'd buy the house off them, essentially. But the loan, it was quite flexible, so you only had to start paying it a year after you finish your flight training, and it also guaranteed if you were to get a job, if you need to pay for a type rating, it would extend and pay for that as well. And I think that's still the way it's done. So yeah, when I finished flight training school, I started paying my loan back after a year, and yeah, it was almost £1,000 a month I was having to pay back in those loan instalments. But where I could, I paid back as much as I could. So yeah, for the first 4 or 5 years, not much disposable income. But no, I would 100% recommend, if you want to get into flight training, you don't need to do an integrated course. I would really suggest doing perhaps a modular course or something like that. Oscar, what do you think about countries that allow their native language or ATC? I mean, yeah, obviously I'm very lucky because obviously English is my language, and it is the language used by ATC worldwide, and it has to be used. Spanish ATC, they speak Spanish, their Spanish colleagues on the ground as well. The French, Air France in Paris, they always speak French. Does it decrease situational awareness? Yes. Absolutely. Is it a safety factor in some cases? Yes, I think it is, because you can't build a picture with regards to where that traffic is. So yeah, I mean, ideally we should all be speaking English, but you know, if it's a little message en route, you know, I do go to, you know, as a professional, but it's just the way it is. But I think there's been certainly factors. I've looked at instances in the past in De Gaulle or Orly where they actually attributed the fact that we're speaking French to an incident that happened. I think it was like a ground collision of some sorts. If you're lucky, yes, you might find an airline that will sponsor you to take you through your flight training. I don't think there's many things at the moment, not in Europe anyway, for airline sponsorship. I think in the US it's really picked up now. Someone shared a post to me this week of, I think it was American Airlines or something, offering a bonus or getting everyone back or something, one of the US airlines. Hey Walker, does every pilot require a type rating? I always thought you go through training on a certain type of aircraft, and so qualify on that. So always flight training, a real mix of types. So your initial flight training, A Walker, you don't finish with a type rating, you'll finish with a frozen ATPL or a CPL IR. So you're not rated on any particular aircraft. You would have flown typically a multi-engine twin piston-engined aircraft. So these days it would be something like, what is it called? I never flew a Diamond or something like that. I did mine on a Seneca 2. It still makes my legs ache thinking about it now with the engine failures. But you'll finish your flight training without a type rating, and then you'll apply for airlines, or in the case, as we just mentioned, if you're lucky enough to be sponsored, you then be recruited by the airline and they'll provide it, or you pay for a type rating on that aircraft. Yeah, whatever it is, 737, A320 series, so it works. Raptros Gaming, it's a big shame about the huge financial barrier to entry. Oh, absolutely. My parents don't own their own home, and I'm not that close to grandparents to be able to secure the loan with their house. Yeah, that's just, it's a shame. And I was fortunate enough to have my parents willing to do that for me. I had to prove it to them though. When I finished school, they said, look, we'll help you secure that loan, but your living expenses you pay for yourself. So that, as you all well know, many of you, I was living at home working, selling chickens for 3 years. Saving up as much money as I possibly could, so that's what I did. There's Jack. Thanks for subscribing there, Maven, welcome on board. Ryan Simulations, when was the last time you flew to Edinburgh? Cannot confirm or deny. Rohit, hi Captain, hope you're doing well. Ford Mustang, can you do a plane spotting VATSIM live stream? Why, Ford Mustang? I think it'd probably be far better watching one of those guys that streams real plane spotting videos. What's that really big one in the UK called? Live ATC or something like that. I can't remember what his name is, but there's certainly some. I think you'd probably prefer watching doing real plane spotting. Nitro Dog, ever plan on a face reveal, Captain? No. I do have a face, if you're wondering. Long by name, how would you mind telling us how much you saved for training? Yeah, during that period, 3 years working at Morrison's, it was around, I don't think I got my own PPL at that stage, and our building, it was around just over £10,000 I managed to save, which covered my kind of living expenses throughout my flight training. Big Jet TV, that's it, yes. Jerry Dyer, Big Jet TV. Yeah, I've got a friend of mine who actually knows him personally. He's a heck of a guy, very, very funny, enthusiastic. I do sometimes, browsing YouTube, see his streams as well. He did a really good one of I think it was a 787 smashing it down in Heathrow and going around. I think I've seen that video. That is true, Ford Basto, it is true. Samuel, but at what age did you start your flight training? So gliding, that was started when I was 15 years old. Flew solo on my 16th birthday. Did my PPL when I was 18. Just finished my A-levels. That was, well, the gliding was free because I used to get free gliding lessons, and then they used to. I used to work for them, and my payment was free gliding lessons. PPL I self-funded in our building as well. And then straight into flight training, which I was going to go modular, but I didn't. I went integrated because I was told that was the best way to get a job at the time. Justin Pope, thank you for. Well, it's not renewing your membership. I think it's just come up to the point where you've had another month as a member. So thank you for your continued support, Justin Pope. Hope you're doing well. You might not be here, but thank you very much. Hi Diego, hi Skipper, what inch is your monitor and what is your horizontal field of view in the settings? I have two Samsung curved 27-inch monitors. Nothing special, they cost about 120 quid each. They're just 1080, not 4K or anything special. Two curved monitors next to each other, sort of have it like a big curved monitor. So the one on my left has the sim, just what it has. On the right I have Streamlabs and the programs I run in the background of the stream as well. Royal Emirate having some problems with air anchor, suddenly rocket agency starts calling them alpaca. Brilliant. Cloud Surfer, a friend of mine is an FO and a large European operator flying an Airbus A320, and he brings a PlayStation Switch to work. It says it gets boring in a cruise. Is that a normal thing? No, Cloud Surfer. He should not be playing on his PlayStation Switch, and I'm sure if his seniors knew he was doing that, he'd be in an awful lot of trouble. So no, we don't play on Nintendo Switches, the cruise. Yeah, curved monitors are definitely nothing special. No, Lauren, I mean, I just got them because they were on discount. So they're apparently a good kind of middle ground standard monitor. So the fact they were curved wasn't the selling point for me. They're hardly curved anyway. But yeah, they were less than 120 quid. Bought one, and I bought an identical one about 6 months later because I bought a bigger desk and had the space for it. Okay, good. Right, we're airborne now for 50 minutes. What I'll do is just going to have a quick break for 10 minutes or so. I'll come back 1 hour into the flight, and then we'll carry on the rest of the sector. I'll see it. Oh my goodness! Dylan YouTube has just bought a classic T-shirt. Are you a real pilot? Maybe it was that person who was on here earlier. Are you a real pilot? He said yes. Well, questionable, but based on the fact, what I did make some mistakes there. Yeah, I forgot to turn the packs off prior to push back. Thank you very much, Darlo, for your generous merchandise purchase. You will be the talk of the town wearing that, and that's very kind of you. Thank you. Lucky Out, do you know anything about the ZIBO update? Well, yes. This is 350 release candidate, not public here. ZIBO very kindly tweaked it this morning as I tested it last night and this morning, had some issues with VNAV, and it just brought some quick fixes to it. Otherwise, it is very much similar to the latest public version, which is 349.18. We'll see there. Cool, so yeah, guys, I will be back in 10 minutes or so. I'll have a think about trying the approach back online, so I'd quite like to take part in that VATSIM Spain event there, but obviously we all heard what happened earlier, and let me know in chat what you think, and I'm more than happy to carry on offline, and we'll try again another day, but yeah, that happens. Cool, and I'll see you all at time 55 in 10 minutes. Thanks guys. set guys. Nice caution of fuel, set the bumps off. Nice little 10-minute break. It's quite humid in the UK today. A lot of rain and thunderstorms around. The office is getting quite warm. So I'm outside with the dog there. Where's the sonic boom? The dog racing. Brilliant. Yes, I saw someone asking questions about the checklist. Sarah, yeah, it's just simply a pre-recorded checklist by Andy M71, one of my members. I think it's a .wav file, and I just simply play each checklist as needed, and I just respond to it, and I pause it in between some of them as well. Worst moment for emergency, yeah, Francesca, when I'm not there, and an external view, not ideal. One did the Spanish VATSIM event earlier, Jason. Oh, we just had a troll, that was it. It's the internet. Captain on time, I was here, ready to go. Oh, Jack just shoved the office door open with his nose. Hello, bud. Remy, hi, I had a question. Do you plan to do other tutorial videos or not? I will do, Remy, come winter. I'll have much more time available to stream on the second channel as well. I've not done any streams on the Fly Data Sim Gaming channel for nearly 2 months now. I just haven't had the time. Just a lot going on at the moment. That's right, I forgot it. Europe doesn't have indoor air conditioning like we do in the States. That is correct, John. So when it gets hot, it stays hot everywhere. We only have fans and the ability to open windows on the shaded side of the house. Thanks, Dot. I did just send you a DM in Discord as well, but I didn't. Yeah, thanks. I'm sure you'll get to. I'll get to you back later as well. Can you hear his tail? Unbelievable. Remy, what kind of tutorial? I'd love to have a medical emergency tutorial. Yes. So someone, Taylor 314T5, I think it was, suggested a walk around tutorial, which is something I have written down to do. When the PMDG comes out, I will be updating a lot of my tutorials as well, because, well, I say updating. There's not many that we'll do, but I will be doing for the PMDG a full flight tutorial similar to my ZIBO one I have from Liverpool to Edinburgh. The thing is, a lot of my existing tutorials, albeit outdated, not much will really change with regards to the profile and procedures you do. The switches you flick will be exactly the same. It's just obviously the simulator will be different, but no, I'll be utilising that when it comes out. So it'll be a lot of buzz around that too. Hi Will, hope you're doing well. Have you ever thought about buying a car powered by electricity? I have, Will, I have. But I'd rather wait until we have no choice but to buy an electric car. I have looked at it, I have actually test driven a couple of years ago. I was not in the position to get one, a Tesla 3, and it was the performance one as well, the Tesla 3 Performance, and it was epic. It was really cool, very, very fast, certainly, well, in acceleration, the test drive, it was very relaxed. He let me, let's say, punch it down. An Alpaca Airways hoodie has been purchased by Andrea Cretu in unreadable text. Andrea Cretu, if you want to tell me what you said in that message, that would be wonderful. Streamlabs still hasn't given you the ability to ever show what is said, but thank you very much for purchasing an Alpaca Airways hoodie to support the channel. Very kind of you. That's wicked. I hope you enjoy it. Awesome. So yeah, the Model 3 I test drive really liked. I do like my cars, and I'd like to get something else. I think V8 in it maybe if I get the opportunity, but that won't be anytime soon. But I'll keep going in my little BMW, my little A-Class for a little bit longer. News from the front of the pack says the Barras VOR out is not being simulated. It should be ILS Zulu 32 left. Thank you very much, Lauren. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've looked. So my operator, we have a separate company NOTAM page, and it says on the briefing pack in Madrid that from today you could expect the Bravo Romeo Alpha US VR to be US unserviceable between now and for a whole year, I think it is. Yeah, wow, it says from 9th of September 21 to the 22nd of 9th of September 22. Basically, with that VR out, you can't fly any of the Zulu procedures. You have to fly the Yankee or Whiskey. I think it's a Whiskey there. But no, the Yankee's available in reality. But no, if that's not the case, we'll fly the Zulus today. I don't understand why you're not waiting for the PMTG for your tutorials. ZIBO not good enough. Not at all, Remy. I haven't got time to do any tutorials at the moment. The thing about live streaming, it's easier from that perspective. Like doing the thing in regards to editing tutorials takes a lot of time, sit down and preparation. We just don't have the time to do it at the moment. Streams take that amount of time, but it's a certain amount. Finn, very kind, man.
Nice to see you back streaming, enjoying it as always.
That's very
cool face.
A cool what? What did you say? I'm gonna have to repeat that.
50,
I just want to hear what he said with the sunglasses
20,
face. It just went
10.
Cool face.
Nice to see you back streaming, enjoying it as always. Cool face.
Cool face. Thanks, Finley. That's very kind of you, very generous of you as well. Finley, one of my youngest members and longest members of the channel. And yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I might try and well, I say try. I might download Wolfpack and yeah, play a little bit with you and as you said, you were playing earlier. But that will probably be close to the winter. But thank you for your continued support and moderating my streams and everything else you do behind the background. Thank you. It's such you got it right. Christian, not quite. It wasn't cool face. It was cool face. Hi, Andrea. Hope you're well. The other day I saw your circling approach tutorial and I thought, could you build the circling track in the FMC and fly that using LNAV? Andrea, a fantastic question. Now, when I recorded that tutorial, and it is pretty much still the case today, a lot of circling approaches aren't coded in the FMC, so you have to fly the published approach in LNAV typically, or Vorlock if it's a localized approach, and then use heading select to sort of position the aircraft to the landing runway. Now, as we move into the 21st century, RNAV approaches become more and more common. The ability for whoever does it to code an approach like that into the FMC and allow LNAV to VNAV flight is becoming quite a lot more common. And we do actually have a couple of approaches in the network where they do have the circling approach built in. So that is to say, it'll go down the published approach, level off at the MTA, turn left or right as applicable, and you can even keep it in VNAV, so it will maintain the circling minima, and then as it turns base, it will start descending towards the runway. And you can use LNAV, VNAV pretty much all the way to minimum usage height for the autopilot if you wanted to. So yeah, they are available. A lot of the circling approaches which were around in Europe are no longer the case because, as I mentioned, with GPS and RNAV capability of aircraft these days, they've been able to build approaches which couldn't have been built previously using conventional nav aids. So for example, Pisa, the circling approach tutorial I recorded, at that time there was no published approach onto runway 22 left. You had to fly 04 right, circle 22 left. If you now look at the charts in Pisa, there is actually an RNAV approach for 22 left, so you don't have to circle anymore. So you just use LNAV, VNAV down to the minimum usage height if you so wish. Great question. Hi Zach, got any thunderstorms over your way? Just arrived into Manchester, horrible weather. Nope, I don't have any thunderstorms around here. It's been raining, but we are forecasting thunderstorms potentially. So yes, if the stream goes completely dead, you'll know why. Hi Jonas, did you ever run into a situation where you wanted to do something you shouldn't do on the real plane because of the sim, like flicking a switch, which actually the co-pilot should do? Not really. I mean, don't forget, guys. This whole captain co-pilot thing is just the rank. Very much, it's the role of pilot flying, pilot monitoring every single day. But I think so occasionally on the line, I might have flicked the switch to pilot monitoring's area of responsibility. So there you go. Thank you, Vlogu.
Thank you for the time and effort that you put into the streams and tutorial series, and that I use them to enhance my experience in these two simulators.
That is exactly the purpose of this channel, Vlogu. Thank you very much for your £5 donation. everything I do is built on enhancing your flight sim experience based off the experience I've built over the last few years as well. So thank you very much, and glad you found the tutorials and streams very useful. That's what I like to hear. Thank you very much, vlogging. Very kind. Andreas, what's your total flight time experience at the 737? I can tell you to the nearest minute. Whenever anyone asks this, I always pop up my electronic logbook. Nearly 5,000 hours logged on the 737, guys. So my total flight time, well, I say nearly 5,000 hours. Total flight time, all aircraft, is 4,743 hours and 44 minutes. 1,156 hours instructing in a level D simulator as well. I mean, those sort of hours you log separately. So that's it. Last 28 days, 85 hours and 1 minute. Flight time total 2021, 181 hours, 29 minutes. It would usually be 3-4 times that. Flight time the last 12 months, 276 hours, 41 minutes. And that is it. Very cool. Leafing cabins, the bars at the top and bottoms aren't working. What bars are they, sir? What are you referring to there, buddy? Hi Abby, thank you for your 13 months as a member. He says, hi Captain, are you enjoying being back at work? Yes I am, Abby, thank you very much. And certainly the last 2 weeks, weather's improved a lot generally over Europe. About 2 weeks ago, and about 2 or 3 weeks, it was just thunderstorms everywhere. Thunderstorms, low visibility, high winds. Every day you have to avoid weather, hold due to weather. But the last 2 weeks have been very nice, very calm, weather's been on your side. So yes, very busy for the next 5 to 6 weeks up to end of September, and then October it'll start tailing off, and come November I will be stripping a lot more there, so that'll be good. Are you no longer an instructor? I was running an SFI, a synthetic flight instructor. I worked at the training centre for a little over 2 years until I became a captain, which was, I mean, most of you remember when I did the commando grade. I've been a captain, it'll be 3 years in February next year. Or March, 3 years in March next year, 2.5 years of skipping now. Crazy. Right, we're coming up to Portugal soon. Ah, look at that for timing. We're directly overhead Sunit. We should probably do a time and fuel check. Not done one. Might do a cruise climb to 380 as well. Sunid, there we are. So 1 hour 12 minutes airborne. This is an hour 14. We're already probably past Sunid a minute ago, so that's accurate. We should have 5.8 tons of fuel on board. We currently have 7.1. So 5.8, 6.8. That makes perfect sense. We took extra 1,200 kilos. We've saved about 100, so it's 1,300 extra. And we should have burned 4.1 tons of fuel. We've burned 4 tons, so the fuel burn is spot on where I'd expect it to be. Pretty much flown the entire flight. Shortcut earlier from ATC. FIR boundary is Akuda, so from Akuda we'll cross to Lisbon FIR boundary, and then only in Madrid airspace for about 15 minutes before we're into Madrid. Visual offline at the moment, buddy. Would you ever want to fly a wide body or long haul in general instead of the short haul flights do you do now in real life? I quite like flying short haul, let's say domestically in Europe, Northern Africa. Long haul just does not appeal to me. Would I like to fly a wide body? Yeah, absolutely. If someone said, oh, you know, come fly a 747 for a month, I'd be like, yes please, but to move on to a fleet like that and the lifestyle that goes with that. I've got some good friends who fly long haul, and they've been severely affected by the global pandemic. Not only with the amount of hours they fly, their work and pay has been obviously cut dramatically, but when they do fly, when you're down route, a lot of the destinations, they can't leave the hotel. They can't even leave the hotel room, so they fly. They're stuck in the hotel room. Food's bought to them. They can't go and explore their destination, and then they fly back. I think in certain places that's not always the case. You can go out and about, but I certainly know in some of the places that is the case. So yeah, certainly right now, the appeal to long haul, for me personally, no. Rebecca, with your time in the airline, are you now able to get the schedule you bid for? So my operator, Rebecca, you don't need to bid for schedules. We have a very fixed roster. It's one of the best rosters in the industry. So you know, I work a block amount of days on, and then I get a guaranteed block of days off, at least 3 or 4. You know, flight sectors and routes you don't need to bid for because it's all pretty much the same. It's either 2 or 4 sectors A, some days are shorter or longer. And what I also really like is they're very flexible. So, you know, I have a WhatsApp group with all my colleagues. If you need a day off or someone wants a day off, they'll post in the WhatsApp group, hi, I want to do, you know, my, as an example, Heathrow to Barcelona. I'm doing a Heathrow and Barcelona on Sunday, and it's my kids' 5th birthday. Does anyone want to do it? And certainly at the moment there's plenty of people. Yeah, I'll cover that flight for you. You can then go on the crew website. Just we give the code. You know, we have our crew codes. They're called. We type in the code, say you want to swap for, and so long as everything's okay, it's not affecting anyone's rest or duty, they'll approve it 9 out of 10 times. So yeah, I have one of the best rosters. Really, it allows you to plan ahead, which is nice. Hello X3NTR, what kind of weather indications on the weather radar would you consider flying through? Excellent question, X3NTR. So the weather radar will obviously pick up any level of precipitation. It's very important that you can differentiate between what is just, let's say, moderate or heavy rain associated with stratus clouds or anything like that, to say a cumulonimbus or thunderstorm. If it's a thunderstorm, you don't want to fly through any colour of that return, green, yellow or red, certainly not red or magenta. You don't want to go anywhere near it, so you give it a wide berth. And the way you sort of depict a thunderstorm is that sort of, the best way to describe it is it's like a blob shape. You get a red circle in the centre, an amber circle and a green circle, and that would be associated with a storm or a cell. You give those a wide berth, okay? You're talking 20 miles at least en route for anything with heights or tops above 25, 30,000 feet. Ideally upwind, so if there's weather ahead of us, we'd make a left turn. Now if it's associated with heavy rain, if it's moderate or heavy rain, you can penetrate green, yellow. If it's red, if it's heavy rain and you're certain it's heavy rain, that would be acceptable, but you've got to make sure. It's very unusual for heavy rain just to be red, but it can happen. But yeah, you've got to be able to differentiate between what is a thunderstorm, I reset that, and then what is heavy rain as well. You can also get something called attenuation from the weather radar. It's quite nasty. If you're in heavy rain or moderate rain, you can actually not pick up thunderstorms. It can, but what you can get is this sort of black shadow. I've had it before. So let's say the whole weather radar, it's full of rain, and it's all green and amber on the approach there, and there's like a black circle. That is an attenuation from the rain ahead of you, is not picking it up there. And what also is another thing as well, if there is a thunderstorm or attenuation, if there's anything behind it, it won't display on the weather radar. So you might avoid that area there, but some might appear too. Weather avoidance, it's a safety factor. You don't want to fly for a thunderstorm. If you never happened to me, but if you get to a situation where you can't actually progress safely on the flight, you must consider doing a 180-degree turn and diverting. That's very rare. I've never seen that sort of all of weather. I've certainly had a lot of thunderstorms, but you can usually plot a course safely through it. But yeah, that's I think online readily available. If you look online, Honeywell, all our weather radars are Honeywell, but I think they have it publicly there. It's either a PDF document or a YouTube video on how their weather radar works and how you depict different types of weather as well. So not very well depicted in desktop simulators, unfortunately, weather. Not seen any sort of good examples, but yeah, it's something when it does happen you can try and avoid. Hello, awesome pigeon. Hope you're doing well. Vlogging, what's the longest route in terms of time flown? So I was at a base a few years ago up north and in Scotland, and I flew to the Canary Islands and had a heck of a headwind there, and it was 5 hours, I think it's 17 minutes or something there. Very long flight for us. Would you have disliked the long-haul lifestyle pre-2020? Yeah, I think so. I am watching U75. As I said, the lifestyle's very different. Obviously, pre-COVID it was much better. You can go and explore, or if you ended up in Honolulu or Maldives for 5 nights, not perfect. but you know, home life for me is quite important. Certainly running this channel is as well. Hello, you Peru is very surprised to see me. Has been. I think this is probably the longest time I've not done a stream for since I've started streaming. I don't think I've ever left it for 2 weeks. Well, no, I probably have, but when I went on holiday a couple of years ago. Certainly in recent times, I've always managed to do at least one stream. But yeah, been a busy boy. Guys, back in 2 seconds. I've just forgot that my drink is in the kitchen. 2 seconds. Thanks, guys. I left my bottle of squash in the kitchen. Ryanair rudder shark. I missed out on the stream. Perfect. Robson, even Cap, did you say you step climb? Actually, I did mention that at the start here. Let's have a look here. I think it would be worthwhile. Save a little bit of fuel. Yeah, 380. Good to actually test the mod to see if it can handle it, because we have had problems where if you're updating your cruise level, certainly in the climb phase, it's not liking that. It's causing some issues with the mod. Let's go and try that now. Right. So, yeah, let's imagine we requested a step climb to 380, so you'd simply set it here, and don't forget to update it on the pressurisation panel as well. And you have 2 ways of updating the FMC. You can either push out at event, which will update it automatically, we can type it in manually. Let's try out at event, see what happens. So out at events, that's worked, N1V nav speed 380, up we go. Update information about that, and our climb in the speed of the climb. Okay, that's correct. It doesn't sort of update with decreasing distance and time like that. It's instantaneous. Well, after a short delay, we'll update it. There we are. Up we go. Vloggo, quick question: does your company know about your YouTube part of your life? And if they do, are they okay with it? They do, Vloggo. It's often my disclaimer. Very obvious sometimes who I work for. Very obvious today. And very fortunately, they give me full permission to allow me to stream and create content. You know, we have other content creators. You know, and all of the airlines across there. And certainly during the pandemic, when the pandemic started, I actually wrote to my regional base captain just to say, look, I'll be expanding, or I say expanding, I'll be doing more of this. You know, are you happy to do that? And we're absolutely fine. And what they certainly recognise at the moment with the pandemic and lack of flying is the need for second jobs. Prior to the pandemic, they probably weren't so happy for people having a second, same sort of physical job. You know, this is different. We call this a job. It's great fun, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do this, and you guys are very generous on the side. But no, they're very fine. They just say you've got to make sure you respect your hours, don't let it affect your duty or your rest, and make sure you're sensible. Common sense is the key thing. So I'm very grateful for that. Certainly some of the people are high up in the company I know well. Certainly the head of training, my operator. He always takes the mickey out of me. I've spoken to for a while now. But no, they actually asked me if they wanted me to actually make some content or some videos for them, but I did decline, you know, 'cause I'm so busy, and if I get any spare time, which I don't have at all at the moment, I like to stick to you guys. So no, they did ask if I was to make some stuff for the training department, but nope. I just very happy streaming to you guys. Thank you, Everyday North Geek. Hot Sukisabashi. Hi, Captain. Is the Vivid preset? Is this Vivid preset on your X-Plane? No, this is default X-Plane 11, guys. No shaders, no presets, nothing. Now, I've got a funny feeling. I'm just going to try something here. I have to descend in a second, guys. Might go back down to 360. Keep an eye on that. So what happens if you just appear online? Yes. So right off my chuff. CRJ. Right, so that's a... Can I get up to 400? No, I can't. 400's too... Well, close. I'm close to being able to get up to 400. So that was a step climb. I'm now going to go back to my original cruise level. So the same applies. You should be able to do that. Push out into vents, and we should do 1,000 feet per minute, 360. Perfect. So ZIBO's fixed that. Thanks, Dot Wallop. Don't feel the need to. Don't feel the need to. They did, Lauren. I think it was more than an APU sniff. I think they got 2 CFM sniffed. Hi Potato, I need some help as my ZIBO mod autopilot doesn't seem to be working anytime I try and turn it on. The auto preset warning comes on preventing it from working. So first things first, Potato, make sure when you engage the autopilot you've got no input on the controls, so no elevator or aileron input. You want to have it all trimmed out, no input, the autopilot should engage. Ideally, not required, but absolutely ideally, you want the flight directors on and some modes pre-selected as well, so be it a roll mode and a pitch mode. In this case, there's sort of 3 levels of automation in the 737. Alright, you've got, this is the lowest level, okay, autopilot disconnected, but with flight directors. Okay, so you're hand flying, but you've got the flight director guidance, you just have to do what the autopilot does, which is put the white square where the flight directors are. So that is the first level of automation. Okay. Now if I engage the autopilot, go heading, select and vertical speed. This is sort of level 2 of automation. We've got the autopilot engaged, but we're using basic modes. The basic modes are heading, select, vertical speed and level change. These are modes where you manipulate the aircraft directly from your inputs on the MCP, be it a speed, a heading or a vertical speed, so you are controlling it here. The highest level of automation is LNAV VNAV. This is what you call managed modes automation. So flight management computer is managing the vertical and lateral path for you. So going back to your automation, make sure prior to engaging your autopilot you have at least the basic levels selected in roll and pitch, so a heading and out hold or vertical speed or level change, and then try command, making sure you're in trim and that you've got your flight directors on as well. Nick Coles, do you wear a Breitling watch? Absolutely not. I'm not a Breitling sort of guy. I have an iWatch. See how many steps I've done, which today not very many, I'm afraid. Needs to be a bit more active. Hi Eddie. Not so fun fact, Tenerife mines in the worst air disaster in history. Of course, the Pan Am and KLM worst areas in the world. Too heavy climb on the runway, pilot speak ABC, understand why it works you up. Captain, loving the stream though. Thank you very much, Eddie. No, that's, you know, obviously the worst aviation incident ever, most casualties there, but an important one that a lot of lessons were learned, and I know a lot about it because when I became an instructor I did a presentation on that, talking about the accident itself, what happened, but actually it was really what brought CRM around, or why CRM was created. CRM stands for Crew Resource Management, and it's a set of skills which are learned and developed to by pilots and taught by pilots to pilots on how to safely operate an aircraft. It looks at several factors such as situation awareness, workload management, ability, knowledge, and stuff like that, and teamwork. And every time we jump in the sim, every 6 months, we review a case study or a topic or something like that, and that way, then we have to apply CRM learning objectives to that. Yeah, unfortunate as it is, and also what's really unfortunate is it usually takes, it's only in aviation, other industries no doubt as well, it takes an accident or incident for things to be learned and then implemented and applied, and a lot was learned from the Tenerife South stuff. But yeah, I did a presentation, 10-minute presentation to become an instructor on that incident, and applied CRM learning objectives. They had asked me some tricky technical questions. Not all of them I could answer, but most I could, and I could certainly at least direct them to where they could find the information. Thanks, Lauren. You should quit your job and start an online aviation school. That's very kind, Yo Puru. I certainly don't have enough knowledge to do that. I keep my head in the books and learn what I can as well. But certainly when it comes to the original ATPL theory, my knowledge is very poor. I have an excellent book called the ACE Technical Pilot Interview Book. Not all of it's correct, but it's quite good at refreshing some of those key ATPL theory knowledge areas as well. But no, don't ask me to take the theory exams tomorrow. Visual, bit of a scientific question. During your ATPL or type rating, do they teach or mention about effects of cosmic radiation on flight computers, especially given you fly a very old plane? I didn't even know that was a factor. I don't think we even look at cosmic radiation. That's only really a factor if you're flying very high for a lot of the time in a year. So business jets, I think, I don't know if they come up to their dosage levels. Like I said, we're talking about old school captains. They're happy to pass some captains I flew with. This is when I just started, who refused to fly above a certain flight level because of radiation dosages and stuff. But my sort of thing is, if you could live on the International Space Station for 6 months, I don't know if any of those guys have ever had cancer or anything like that. I enjoy my job enough to not have to worry about that sort of stuff. Someone's knocking at my door.
That's climb for level 350.
Climb 350.
I will load, have you?
Thank you.
Madrid, I think this is. Christian, have you had a flight with in-op auto throttle? My last flight, Christian, the auto throttle failed. It does happen. Yes.
Incremente en régimen de descenso hasta cruzar 230. Régimen de ascenso, vamos hasta 230, 300,
I think he's finished speaking in Spanish, not sure. Madrid Center, Buenos Aires, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, maintaining flight level 360 to Pesas.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, muy buenas. Please, could you present your flight plan? I don't have flight plan affect your call sign.
Yeah, give me 10 seconds, sir. Still got it up.
Buenos Aires, runner 5 Delta X-ray.
Just resent it. I always have this open just in case there's any issues with the flight plan.
6637 underscore 5 Delta X-ray.
Oh no, it says...
Are you sure you want to climb up to...
It says call sign in use, so I think what I'm going to have to do is that, and then resubmit it. There we are.
by other station.
Okay, copy. ECH26, according to R&D, we should be by with the 10,000. So you sure we should climb all the way up to 33,000?
ECH26, yeah, you are free to climb to flight level 320 without restrictions now.
Alright, copy. Although we will have to descend soon according to DND, and there's less than 34 nautical miles to go.
ECH26, I see your requested flight level 320 for cruise.
Yeah, I know.
Problem if you
I
climb
still
to
realize
flight
that
level 320 because you are
say
free
that
to
by
climb to flight
PLM,
level
which is our next
320.
frequency, we should get 10,000 for descent. I don't know why.
Having a nice little good old chit chat here, old Easy at Madrid. Hi Roger, when you come to Norway you won't find any talking Norwegian on the radio, but come to Tenerife and you'll... Sotok 3 Charlie, just confirm the runway news, sorry?
It will be runway 32 left or right will be assigned by the approach controller and initial contact upon arrival.
Roger. So, Sotok 3 Charlie, runway 3...
Detour Whiskey Mike, I've got 160 nautical miles to my next waypoint now. Beat for that.
It's been an interesting evening on the network. Sotok 3 Charlie for 32 left or 32 right. So firstly, let's change the arrival. And let's go for 32 left for now. I'm unfamiliar with Madrid, so I'm not sure what the preferred arrival is. Let's have a look at 32 left. So it'll probably be a Tobec transition. Yes, let's execute that. So that will actually shorten our track miles quite a bit, which is nice. 169 miles to go. We'll start setting up shortly for the approach. Let's check for any descent flight level 340, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. That'll probably be for traffic. So 340 sets. Because we're more than 100 miles from top of descent, if you push out to Bentley, you can do a cruise descent without going into top descent modes. Is he wired up to one of those machines that measures your heart rate or something? I don't know what that beeping sound is. So 340 set. Flyer 2, you're Ryanair 523 on the way to Tenerife. Very cool. Have a safe flight.
Madrid, Iberia 534, listo al descenso.
Iberia 534, descenso.
It's all working so far, so ZIBO gave me a little patch with this. Oh, is that not my EFB? It gave me a little patch, which is the one I'm using today, which sorts a lot of the issues with VNAV. VNAV, there's been some issues, certainly when you're changing your cruise level in the FMC, but so far it's been happy with all of that. In this case, just the cruise descent down to flight level 340. Rami, what would your advice be to improve communication teamwork skills as an instructor? What were you looking at? In the cockpit, thanks for the answer, much appreciate. Great question. Improving communication teamwork skills, if you're in the cockpit, certainly in a flying environment, is to, what I'd be saying to anyone that was on the type rating, is do everything together. Very rarely, but in certain cases, some people like to study on their own, but certainly the most successful cadets or students during the type rating are those that have spent the time together, they've gone over the checklist, the profiles, procedures, they've sat in what we call the cardboard cutout bombers, so we have cutouts in the cockpit, and they just run through flows and checklists. You can certainly tell the guys that have worked together to the ones that perhaps haven't worked so cohesively together. Certainly in the sim I've seen it, again, very unusual. Most cases people get on very well, but certainly sometimes two personalities can clash, and we do everything to help them adapt, but to be a first officer, certainly, you have to be quite adaptable because everyone you fly with is different. Some captains will be a little bit, let's say difficult, but some people want to just sit there and not do anything. Some people want to talk, some people want to do certain things, but we keep everything as routine as possible. But, spend as much time as you can with your partner, building up those skills. Sounds like McDonald's. Yeah, it does. that beeping sound? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I either had the choice of working at McDonald's or Morrison's. All of my mates were either one of the two. I was at Morrison's, but no, I never knew what that beeping sound was. I'm sure someone in chat might be.
Madrid control radar 6 Alpha Zulu, approaching Ruben.
The random playlist there. Right, as I was saying, let's have a look at this arrival there. Took 3 Charlie.
Delta 2 Zulu, runway 3 to left, Rainer 6 Alpha Zulu.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, fly direct Sotuk.
Direct to Sotuk, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta.
Alpaca 5, Mike.
That's executed. Direct Sotuk. All navs engaged. Cool.
Reduce Mach 76, please.
It's timer for the chips. Fries are ready, I think. Love it. Thanks, Alex, as well. Amazing. Right, Sotuk. I'm just going to step through this, make sure there's no discontinuities first, and then we'll start setting up for the approach as we approach 100 miles from top to sit. The Sotuk, 63, 53, Borrex. Another 227 Romeo, Tobek, Bravo, straight onto the ILS. 32 left. And it could be 32 right, but probably coming this direction, 32 left. Not sure. So we'll hand over controls to Andy and we'll start setting up for the approach. So let's get the approach charts out shortly. Just need to update the FMC, so VNAV. Needs the information, so 250 below 100s, that's executed, forecast winds, 310, 200, and 100. That's 288 to 38. 200 is 291 and 27. And 100, 261 is 16. That's executed. QNH in Madrid, we are expecting. Hi Andy, we've been loving your checklist all day. Thank you very much for making that. I say thanks to you and other Andy. QNH in Madrid. Oh yeah, the wind has swung around. It was from the south, but now it's from the west, 2808. That's why they're using 3-2. QNH 1015. Fixings from way 32 left. So you can see that 80's talking, the guy just checked in on top of him, said, when you ever, same in real life, my pet hating. Pet hates is when people just check in without listening on frequency first, so like when people just switch over the frequency, they go active and they just start talking without listening first. You know, it might be one day that they're declaring a Mayday or something, so always just take this time before talking. Because, well, in that case, 80 was already talking and he just started talking on top of it. Might sometimes talk on top of someone accidentally. Anyway, check this works so far perfectly, Andy, absolutely perfectly. It was a great addition. I will continue to use it, I think, moving forward.
Radar, good day, Alpaca 6, Mike Whiskey, flight level 320.
Subjoined arrivals is going to be a Sotuk 6 Alpha. Oh, his chips are ready.
Sotuk 3 Charlie.
So you can see that they've got these temporary procedures here because of that VOR being inoperative, but that should be affecting 3-2 left, I don't think. Actually, it might be. Just use it there. It's there. Anyway, we're coming in via Sotuk, from Sotuk 023. Oh, hold on, let me just make sure I've got the right arrival here. No, that's Sotuk 6 Alpha. Adore. Sotuk 3 Charlie, that's what I need.
Es por el lío, que ya no sé qué me llama en inglés y en español. Muy buenas, están en contacto radar, pueden continuar descenso nivel 80, Bilbao 2 Hotel Vista 29.
Just like Madrid and Bilbao.
El viento ahora mismo Santander.
Cool, so there we are, from Sotuk 27.7 miles, 046 to this point here, 63 miles before, it's Papa Delta Tango 63. and then it's to 53. Restriction-wise, they've got some levels here. So max 210 at 63 DME, that checks. Papa Delta to Tango 53, 250 knots maximum. That's also checked in the FMC. Then going to Burex. Burex is the clearance limit. So Burex, you need to be at 220 knots maximum, flight level 140, but above 5,000. So we've got the 140 restriction in there. So that's the arrival, just a straight line to Burex, and then via Burex we have the radial. Delta 277 Romeo. Romeo being 18 miles because R is the 18th letter of the alphabet. That's what the Romeo means, 18 miles, and then to Tobec to be at 220 knots, 550. And from then onwards we fly the arrival. So it's just a straight line all the way to Tobec. Got ILS 32 left there. Holding it both at Burex and Tobec available. Wind 10 miles, Papa Delta Tango between radial 250 and radial 074.
About good evening, Turkish 8 Tango Alpha with you, climbing on flight level 240, passing
so
170, inbound Pinar.
How many briefing pages there are, I'm not going to read all that, guys. What we're going to want here. So we're planning to land on 32 left.
320 and fly direct top.
Well, we've got so many different places where we can park. We have Terminal 1, Terminal 4, Terminal 4S. So I think what we'll do, we'll vacate to the right at Lima 4, and then we'll probably be headed off in this direction. And well, I've got the charts in front of me from my operator, which I'll be primarily using. Otherwise we've got parking stands here. No, I don't think we'll use that one because we're going to vacate to the right at Lima 4, unless he wants me to vacate left. See what AC wants, otherwise I'll go to the right. That's the one I want, so look at the taxing here. So, vacating at Lima 4. No entry. Is that the... Can we actually exit via Lima 4? Let me just read my operator's airfield brief here. 32 left. Vacate at Lima 5, it says. Oh, it wants us to vacate to the left. That's probably because we probably parked down here. Interesting. We'll ask ATC where they want us to vacate, but I've got a funny feeling maybe you can't leave Lima 4, but there's a little no entry sign, but I think that might be to enter the runway. Oh, it depends where they want us to park. Oh, hi Juan, I'm the tower in Madrid. Vacate left and expect a T1 or T2. Thank you. I'll do that then. I'll do Terminal 1, Terminal 2. I'll take Lima 5 because that's exactly what it says on my operators. So it says plan to vacate at Lima 5. So we'll go Lima 5 there, which is going to be the second exit to the left. Or we'll take Lima 7 if possible. And then we'll park Terminal 1. Thank you very much, Juan. I wish they had that ability in reality of the tower controller to be able to talk to you directly. Right, we won't need that one. I'll keep that up. And grab the other parking stands. Terminal 1, 2 and 3. Ah, there we are. So these ones are very clear, like Jefferson, where you need to go. I think. I'll still get lost, hopelessly. Anyway, let's set up for the ILS. So ILS 32 left, 1099 is the active frequency. So this VR is actually inoperative in real life at the moment, but we'll tune it in the sim because it is working in here. So 1645. Courses 323. 323. Perfect. Frequencies courses, platforms 4,000. Now 4,000 seems quite high, but that's actually only 2,000 feet AGL because the elevation is 2,000 feet. Very high terrain around here. Obviously the MSA is respective of the terrain. So 5,000 feet to the east of Papa Delta Tango. That's the highest terrain we have. But that's only 3,000 feet AGL, but got to respect obviously the MSA at all time. So we're expecting either vectors or via Tobec and then the Papa Delta Tango VOR. and then we'll intercept the localizer onto the approach. Got the centre fix via the Bravo, pushes the turn, and we're going to put 4,000 feet above here. We have speeds to comply with as well. And the Fox radio point, and then runway 32 left. Minimums there. So Cat C, 270 HL, 2203. So we'll set that now. We'll set to 2203. And that's set. RVR required, all the approach lights 600 metres. Happy, hiatus, the approach lights we have to go around. The missed approach is climb on runway heading 2.9 DME from Bravo Romeo Alpha, or is there any, oh no, Mike Alpha Alpha, no there's no Mike Alpha Alpha, so that's the DME distance. Anyway, make sure above 2,500 feet. What's that for me? Oh no, it's different. Turn left, max 185 knots. 232 Alpha, 185 knots. Out 13.500 Yankee. And then to row fix, it's all coded, 5,000 feet to stop altitude, so 5,000 feet. So it's got coded, we can use our nav for the event of a missed approach there. Excellent. VRDME required, ILS DME reads 0, threshold 10 miles, there might be some GPWS warnings. That's it. Have a look then at this runway then, so just to save a bit of time, I'm happy with the performance here. So 4,000 metres, Lima 5, that's going to be quite a lot of the runway we use. Well, actually we've got quite a long displaced threshold there. Actually, on JEPI charts, no fault to Navigraph, but usually they give you the landing distance. Well, they don't on JEPI charts, on our approach, so they give you actual landing distance available on the approach chart. The actual landing distance available is 3,000 metres. For 3-2 left, because obviously it's got a displaced threshold here. So probably to vacate Lima 5, it's around 2,200-ish metres. I'm going to go order brake 2, I think that should be fine. I can always brake manually. We check the OPT obviously for every landing for on-route performance. But Lima 5 and flat 30 and second D10 reverse. So right with 5 tonnes, alternate 3 tonnes for Alicante, that's 2 tonnes. Remember, they're changing the runway would have saved us fuel there. So we've got almost 40 minutes of holding before we'd have to divert to Alicante. That option was available, would leave us 600 kilos to burn. Oh, look at that, easy maths. Landing weight 62 tonnes, quite heavy. Flat 30, want to brake 2, second D10 reverse, vacate at Lima 5, and then we'll pray for my ability to taxi single pilot onto the stand safely and correctly. Yeah, our jet's complete. Oh, actually, no, checks aren't complete. Andy, can I have the descent checklist, please?
Descent checklist.
Thanks.
Pressurisation.
Land out, 2,000 set.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Approach brief and fuel.
Discussed.
IAS and altitude.
We've got a VREF, Barrow.
Descent checklist complete.
QH checked and set. Thanks. Descent checklist complete. Thanks, Andy. Okay. IMGS1, I hope you're well, sir. Sus, is there an auto throttle disconnect warning sound on the 737? There isn't. All there is a blinking red light, which is very obvious. It's just right in front of your eye. Wait, who is this Andy? Andy S71 branded him. He's replaced Jim. Certainly today he has, anyway.
Buenas tardes, Madrid Control, hola Alejandro.
Well, that ortho I downloaded. Beautiful, isn't it? Well, I didn't even take into account the fact the sun was setting. It took me ages to patch the ortho scenery that comes with the Windsock Aerosoft Madrid scenery I purchased yesterday. But I don't think we were going to see it. It's usually completely clear in south of Spain.
Charlie Coronel Sierra, abandonen Navas en rumbo 290 y les llamo para posterior navegación.
Posterior Navas, rumbo 290, es por Romeo Sierra.
Muy buenas, Alejandro, aquí vería 1730, llegando a Romeo Bravo de la
MGS1, that's what I think we're going to get that question a lot. That was pre-recorded by Andy M71, one of the members, as an audible file which I just play and I can respond to.
Iberia 534, final pista 1, amigo.
Iberia 534, está autorizado aterrizar
chips
en la
ready
01
again.
el viento.
Oh, that sound
Calma.
is.
Calma, autorizado aterrizar Iberia 534.
Boston 075 Whisky, descenso nivel 70, ¿desean volar al fijo de la milla 8 o desean hacer la ILS completa?
There's a little bit of Spain below you anyway.
Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot call Madrid on frequency 11875. Have the next flight.
I saw I'm watching you Spain UHD Orpho. Which should be
Alpaca 9
optimised.
Alpha Delta, descent flight level 320.
Descent flight level 320, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot,
3206.
descent level 340.
Perfect. And you'll see, because we're within 50 miles of top of descent, it's actually gone into the descent phase now instead of cruise descent, so that's correct, and it will update your profile accordingly. So now it's in descent, VNAV profile is here. That's all working well now. ZIBO fixed that for this stream. Brandon, I
Alpaca
wish...
9 Alpha Delta, continue descent level 250.
Descent flight level 250, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. 250 sets. Yes, I mean, put it this way, to just get the ortho sorted out for this stream. I mean, the actual tiles itself isn't so difficult, but sometimes they can be corrupted. So I always do a little test sector just to make sure that there's no issues with the tiles. Secondly, a lot of add-on airports. I say a lot, not the majority. Most add-on airports, it's not an issue. It just sits nicely on the ortho mesh, but if the developer makes their own mesh for the airport, it's not usually compatible with ortho. The good news is a lot of developers have recognised this, and they provide you with a patch tile. Well, I don't know how it works, what the correct terminology is, but it's basically a patch which allows you to regenerate and download the tile and take into account the airport add-ons, the custom mesh, and integrate it into the ortho mesh. But it just takes, all that takes time. So I probably sat on my arse 3 or 4 hours before this stream getting that all sorted. Same with the Tenerife scenery. The Tenerife airport by Digital Designs, I had to upgrade it because it wasn't compatible with the Orbex custom mesh. So I had to do that there. It all works well. Alexander, do you have any plans on visiting Denmark or have any routes to Denmark? I have streamed in and out of Denmark before, Alexander. I don't have anything planned stream-wise at all. I've got things I want to do, but I'm just having to plan streams as they come. If you are interested in looking at older streams, though, I've just posted a command in chat, which will provide a link to all of my old streams, a map of the world, and you can see all the flights we've done around the world there. I think that's the command. I don't even know my own commands. I think that's correct. Yes, it is. Thanks, Nightbot. Welcome to the party. So VNAV's working exactly as it should. We're obviously going to keep going away from our profile as we are prior to top of descent. You'll see as soon as we pass top of descent, the profile will start coming back towards us. So now 2,500 feet low, 2,600 low. VNAV will just do 1,000 feet a minute until it captures the path. And you'll see as soon as we see past top of descent, that will switch over. Just zoom in there and keep a close eye on it for you.
Karen 1022, go ahead.
Brandon, I think I remember you reporting issues. I mean, generally, touch wood, not any issues with the sim recently, but sometimes you just have these spurts when nothing else. Hi, Bounce, where are you lot at? I'm waiting on the ground in Madrid. We're coming, Bounce, and thank you for your help earlier with that ortho tiles mentioned. So just to show you, look, you'll see here, so it's past top of descent, watch the Vino profile change. Sus looks like the control's having a hard day, he's busy. So we are at 3,200, now it's coming towards us. That is exactly how the real aircraft works.
Royal Hermano 986, muy buenas, and radar contact. Continue descent flight level 160. Correction, when ready descent flight level 160.
So as we get a little bit busier, I might be distracting my attention away from chat a little bit more into ATC, so do bear with me, guys. I'll do my best, obviously, to keep answering any questions. Yeah, lovely flight so far, I really enjoyed it.
KLM 1010 ready to descend.
KLM 1010, speed 270 knots or less.
He's had a lot of orders at McDonald's this evening.
And descent flight level 280.
Actually, VNAV just like that in the Airbus then. Yeah, when I do...
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, descent flight level 270.
When I do bring myself around to flying the 320, 321, 319, the modern Airbus, yes, when I see the managed mode, I don't know what it is, the VNAV equivalent, it is sort of working the same way as VNAV does. Alexander, forgive me, what does MOGEV stand for? Members Only Group Flights.
1 Delta for runway 32, Lufthansa 247.
Madrid, Iberia 324, passing flight level 170.
Iberia 3884, muy buenas, radar contact, climb flight level 360.
As we always say, navigate, chat, aviate, absolutely. So there's a VNAV profile coming in. Retard arm, it's done that very quickly. Usually it brings the thrust back a lot slower. By the time you bang on the profile, the thrust lever is closed. You see, look, it's now had to go to FMC speed because the speed dropping off is a little bit unrealistic there. But Sas, can you fly the NEA 300 next stream? Might be taking the 310 soon because one of the members, I think it's Moen, correct me if I'm wrong with Moen or whoever made it, has made one for the luxurious version, the one which is like a, beds in it and stuff. He's made an Alpaca Executive, so I might do an Alpaca Executive build stream with the CPLC, which would be pretty cool. With the imminent release of the Fearless 747-200 as well, I'm going to be doing a slightly longer sector, maybe about 5 hours or so. I'll be giving away a couple of copies of the 747.
Alpaca 6 Mike, could you request a 7?
Dean, I'm friends with the guy that gave you the strange departure clearance had a Doncaster and VATSIM when you went to Copenhagen last year. He was telling me about it the other day. I think I can vaguely remember that, Dean. I was in the 737-200, and he gave me some absolute... It was absolute hellish departure. He was saying, do this at this altitude, turn left, then that, then right. I was like, okay.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Get someone tell the controller to watch the fries.
70 less on conversion now,
approaching 250. So aircraft's going to level off. We need to request further descent if he wants us to make the restriction to be flight level 210 at 63 miles from Papa Delta Tango. And VNAV will now start getting a bit cross because he's like, oh, I want to go down here, so he might start bringing the speed back. I'll open the speed menu. Actually bring the speed back manually here so we can then trade speed for altitude later to try and make that restriction.
Send flight level 250 and switch to 118.75. Thank you for the DC flight.
Jonathan, the controller's beeping is the conflict warning in the Euroscope enhanced sounds pack. He's having constant conflict warnings then.
Send flight level 250, KLM 10.
It's not the fryer in the rear galley then, or the front galley. Alpaca 9 at Alpha Delta requests further descent.
50 with Madrid, correction with Barcelona, I think 13235.
Pass escape, please. That's what I thought first, Eddie. So I'm going to miss this restriction, but not much I could do if ATC is very busy. But no, not much I can do now.
November 058 Sierra Bravo, muy buenas.
It is, Andy, actually. No, all I did today was use 9 because today is the 9th of September and then Alpha Delta from Madrid. Catch out, what version of ZIBO is this? Non-public. It's 350, 3-50, release candidate 1. So far it's actually been very good. Yeah, approach call from me, is he?
1415, I'm sorry, 250 knots for compression. 250 knots.
He's busy.
KLM 1010, continue descent for level 250, switch to Madrid on frequency 11875. Have a nice landing.
118, station 75 at the 7250, Cam 100 Charlie.
Guys, are you trying to call
Alpaca
me?
6 Mike Whiskey, reduce speed 250 knots and continue descent, flight level 260.
Descend flight level 260, and can you repeat the speed for Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey?
Well, I think he's ahead
250
of me.
knots.
Reduce 250 knots, Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey, thanks.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. I might have missed a frequency change of you.
Yeah. If I don't give you, sorry, it's 11875. I thought that I would give you the frequency change.
Oh, I think you did. I missed it. You're very busy. Well done. Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Bye.
I appreciate it, my best.
Well, expect 3 to left, Sotok 3 Charlie, and ILS Victor, Cam 100. Report your indicated airspeed, please.
Unfortunately, it's a very quiet controller. That means that I have to turn him up, which makes the other people sound very loud. There's nothing I could do about that, guys. Madrid, Buenos Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, flight level 250 on the Sotok 3 Charlie.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, there you are. Very good evening, identity flight level 250, Sotok 3 Charlie, arrival into ILS Victor, 3 to left. Descent, while expediting the descent to 7,000 feet, QNH 1015.
Expedite descent 7,000 feet, QNH 1015, and it's the Sotok 3 Charlie, and just confirm that's ILS Victor 3 to left. Haven't changed.
ILS Victor 3 to left, due to no time.
So ILS Victor, when you set up that, so 7,000 feet, set QNH 1015, speed breaks out because he wants us to go down quickly, and we need to go down quickly, we're 8,000 feet higher profile. So we've got no speed restrictions, so I'm going to bug 270 knots. Let's have a little look at ILS Victor 3 to left. So they are simulating the VOR in operative then, because ILS Zulu is based off the Barajas VOR, the missed approach, so that's really cool. It's not so cool as the million charts they have. ILS Victor 3 to left temporary. So the reason that is the case is because that VOR is an operative, the missed approach is to be based off a different frequency on Navo. So we'll select that in the FMC now. Shouldn't be much to it. Same ILS, it's just the missed approach which is different.
Approach,
And this is what it's like in real life half the time.
Descending flight level 250.
KLM 1022, good evening. Descend to flight level 160 on the Terza 2 Zulu. Arrival, expect ILS Victor approach 3 to right. Break, Lufthansa 247, are you with me?
Exact same arrival, just via a different missed approach if we have to go around. Now, so profile's coming back.
Lufthansa 247, are you with me?
Just got to bear in mind the speed limit is 220 knots actually, so I'm going to bring the speed to 220. There's nothing I could do about that restriction because we were held high by ATC. So what I'm going to just temporarily do here is delete that and update now our speed to 220 knots, which is what the restriction was. So that's now a much more accurate profile, so I'm bringing the speed back to 220 as per ATC. I mean, it's not giving me any speed, but I've got to comply with the arrival speed restrictions, which at Burek was 220 knots. 220 knots, which is a bit high, meant to be maximum 140, but as I said, we were held high. But 220 knots speed break is the best I can do.
Madrid, hello, Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey, flight level 250, speed 250 knots.
So, 1099, same ILS. The missed approach now is based off the Papa Delta Tango VOR now, which is all the way back here, 1695.
Break, Aviria 036,
so you see the missed approach look, instead of based off the VOR, Baharas VOR on station, they've had to build it off this VOR here, so all it's saying on the missed approach is follow ATC instructions, climb on runway heading 18.6 from the VOR over there, at above 2,400 feet, left turn max 185, intercept radial 291 from Victor Tango Zulu, which is the Pony on VOR, and then we go inbound to November Victor Sierra, and hold at 9,000. So 9,000, there we are. Okay, so that's it, that's the only difference, the missed approach. So, what can I do here, guys? High energy. Speed breaks out, 220 knots, the speed on the arrival here. Could I get straight in with this configuration? Probably, yeah. By the time I get there, and extended flaps will be fine. I'll keep an eye on it, but I can bring flaps out sooner. Below 20,000 feet you can extend flaps, although it'll be an issue.
Okay, approach, good evening, Lufthansa 247 at flight level 250.
Blocked. Cool, so that's it. ILS has changed.
After Tobek, cleared ILS Victor 32 left approach. Number 2, Alpaca 10 Romeo Fox.
Lufthansa 247, are you with me?
Lufthansa 247 with you.
Lufthansa
Good guys.
247, I was calling you earlier on as well. You're a bit high on the sequence. What are we going to do with you? Continue present heading on, that is 270 degrees. Descend to flight level 170.
So I think we can make it in.
170 on present heading, Lufthansa 247.
Oscar landing lights for drag. The retracts might get you an extra 50 feet per minute. But we'll keep going down at 225.
KLM 1563, contact center on 133.750, bye-bye.
Does this plane say damn as well? It'd be saying damn quite a lot, Alexander.
Approach, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, requesting further descent.
Alpaca, where are you? 5 Mike Foxtrot, there you are, yes. Continue descent 5,000 feet over Quebec, UNH 1015.
Beautiful evening over
5,000 feet on the
Madrid.
115, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
Just a few clouds.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, continue descent 5,000 feet over Quebec.
Descend 5,000 feet, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, after Quebec, cleared, ILS Victor approach 3 to left, number 3, report established.
After Tobek, cleared ILS Victor 32 left, Wilco Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Currently maintaining 220 knots, is that good for you?
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, yes, that's perfect, thank you very much.
Perfect, so 220 knots, cleared approach. That's typical for an approach into any airport like this. So we're going to keep a close eye on that profile. We're going to start bringing flaps out as well to increase our rate of descent. And the first sort of drag configuration you want to use when you're a bit high like this is flap 5, 220 knots with speed brake. That should give you around 2,300 feet per minute, 2,500 feet per minute. It's a really nice configuration to get you stabilised here. So we're about 3 minutes away from Tobek at this stage. I'm going to start configuring now and keep that speed for ATC. So let's go flap 1. I still have the speed brake extended. 220 knots. Let's see how that works. About 10,000 feet above aerodrome level now, 12,000 feet, so we'll do our post-cruise checks now. So fuel, 4 pumps, and we have 5 tons aboard, a little bit of turbulence. Lights on, put logo light on as well. And angular banks, 25 degrees, whoops. Pressurization 3.2, and set, see if that's on recall. So do the approach checks now. We check frequencies. 1099 set twice. Fixed wings runway 32 left, 10 and 4. Idents for Victor.
3 arrival.
So yeah, flap 1 is working well. So I'm going to go flap 5 now with that speed. Trying to do the approach checks as well. Where is it? Let's check the idents. Idents Mike Alpha Alpha. And we've got Mike Alpha Alpha now, so it's identified once. Just waiting for Andy's side. Standby instruments are set. Courses are 323, 323. And where are you, Andy? Andy, approach checklist, please.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
Set cross checked.
Approach 8.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist complete.
Exactly. Just the landing checklist next. Perfect. 220 knots then. Flap 5. 3,000 feet per minute. Yeah, we'll quite be that effective. 2.5, 2.6 maybe. It's not far off. It's not far off. Yeah, look, it's sort of climbing down. Yeah, that configuration is very close. A little bit more effective than I'd expected in real life. We've got speed brake flap 5, 220, and we're recapturing the profile now, so I can stow the speed brake. I could have delayed flap 5 slightly, and then we're just going to keep 220 knots at ATC a little bit longer just to help him out.
Alpha 9 Alpha Delta, just to confirm, I cleared you for the ILS, correct?
Cleared ILS Victor 32 left, and still maintaining 220 knots, and we're reducing in 5 miles.
Okay, thank you very much.
Perfect, so I'm just going to do 2,000 feet per minute, speed brake stowed. So yeah, a little bit conservative with descent planning, but that's not a bad thing.
6, Mike.
I shall start slowing down a little bit sooner.
There you
We're
are.
doing about 180 knots on base
about
anyway.
time. It's 5,000 feet off the back, QNH 1015.
Descend altitude 5,000 feet, the QNH 1015, Alpaca 6 Mike.
Oh, shed cockpit, what are you hearing there?
Six
It's Jim
Mike,
5. Everyone that's just joining in. Who's that person talking? That's Andy M71, one of the
Speed
members.
220 knots, Alpaca
pre-recorded the
6
chat
Mike
this
Whiskey.
10 Madrid approach, Alpaca 10 Romeo Fox, 11 miles on the ILS, now capturing the glide slope. You want any speed for us?
Very good.
Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot, speedy shores, tower on 118.15. Good landing, bye-bye.
Speed is ours, tower is 118.15, Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot.
So cleared approach, we can actually step down, so when we're 1 bar before the next restriction.
X-ray, maintain.
Low, looks at VNAV on a day 4,000 feet or above, so we're about 1,000 feet low. Our VNAV is all wrong, so it's actually very low on profile. So we can actually step down to 4,000 feet.
Victor approach 32 right.
Maintain 10,000 feet, maintain runway heading, expect
That's pretty.
right, runner,
Look at that.
Madrid, aproximación, muy buenas tardes, Miguel de vuelo 260 y 7 millas para Navas, Iberia Express 3791.
Booked.
Iberia Express. Perdón, cosa.
Pardon?
Sí, Iberia Express 3791.
So yeah, because I forgot to put that 4,000 feet or above, and obviously you've got to take your elevation into account here. We're about probably 1,500 feet below profile, but not a bad thing, you know, you can always be below, but not too much. Localizer live, localizer captured, engage, 323, we're heading set, and there's 32 left.
Victor approach 32 right.
Send to 5,000 feet, KLM 1022.
Iberia Express 379er 1 after
Hakan, have you had good in real life flights the last couple of weeks? I have, thank you very much. Been very busy.
Keep holding at Navas. I think you are doing. Continue descent to
So distance-wise, the guy ahead of us about 8 miles. That's fine. We'll keep a close eye on
We
that. That's good
hold
separation
at
from
Navas
ATC.
and descend flight level 150, Iberia Express 3791.
Iberia Express
I'm a bit annoyed because I shot myself in the foot, got a bit too low.
Thank you very much. I will call you back when or report when reaching flight level 150, please.
Yeah,
they see
we
real people
report
though,
flight level 150, Iberia Express 3791.
Lufthansa 247, turn left, heading off 180 degrees.
Turn the music off.
180 degrees, Lufthansa 247.
Alpaca 9er Alpha Delta with tower on 118.15. Have a good landing, bye.
Tower 11815, Alpaca 9, Alpha Delta Bar.
Alpaca 5, Mike Fox.
Perfect. So they are active. Checking with tower. Barahaz Tower, good evening. It's Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta established. ILS Victor 32 left. Well, not established on the ILS, on the localizer.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, hello Madrid. Continue approach number 2, expect vacated left.
Continue approach will vacate to the left, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Excellent. So when we land, get on stand, I'll show you this scenery. You have a chance of winning. Don't forget, there's a giveaway. If you have X-Plane 11, you can win a copy of the scenery by Windsock Simulations, published by Aerosoft, I believe. Very kindly provided by Emma Bentley. There we are, finally. Glide step alive. That was it was a CDA, continuously descended, but we've got a little bit low on profile, which is why I've kind of been dragging it in on vertical speed. It'll work. There's one dot on the glide, arming approach. I have to admit, sorry, to ZIBO, the latest public version.
Madrid Tower, KLM 1022, hello.
That's available publicly, sorry, 349.18 had a few bugs of VNAV. He sent me this little patch here for 350, release candidate 1, and it's worked really well. I've had very, very, very few problems. Seems to be working spot on. 9,000 feet, glide circumference, missed approach altitude is set.
Repeat.
KLM 1022, you should be right now on.
So I'm going to configure a little bit early because I want to run Andy's checklist. So get down, flap 15, landing checklist. Start switches continuous. Recall checked. Speed brake. Arm green lights. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to read the checklist. Landing gears down. Flat 30.
Over to ground 12185 Alpaca 10 Romeo Foxtrot.
Just wait for the landing clearance first.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, wind 260 degrees 6 knots, 132 left, clear to land.
332 left, clear to land. Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. Andy, can I have the landing checklist, please?
Landing checklist. Start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Arm green light.
Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Auto brake.
2 sets.
Flaps.
30 green lights.
Confirm I am on approach.
Landing light.
On.
Landing checklist complete.
Thanks, Andy. Landing checklist complete. Clear to land. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Autopilot disconnected. Autofrontal disconnected.
102, continue approach, number 3.
Just matching my thrust up.
Roger Tower, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, final ILS 32 left.
Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot, hello, continue approach, number 2. Expect back 8 left.
Continue approach, number 2, vacate left, Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot.
So you can see there's a TA up here on the ND. But when you get below a certain radio altimeter, it mutes all audible TAs and things like that. So you can see it says TA only on the bottom.
Repeat, you say go around, contact approach.
400.
Affirmative, going around, contact Madrid approach, goodbye.
But that wasn't me.
Minimum.
Continue.
200.
Looking good.
50, 40, 30,
check,
20,
close,
10.
Hold the altitude. Lovely. Speed brakes up. Reverses. That was a beauty. There we are, second ascent. 100 knots, manual braking. 80 knots.
80 knots.
And we'll about to take the first one here. 60 knots,
Hello,
ladies and gentlemen.
6
Welcome
Mike Whiskey, cleared ILS approach
to
runway
Madrid.
32 left, speed 220 knots.
I think I was meant to ideally take the next one, but that one will work out finally. Just pushing in front of the Riot Air there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madrid. This is where
Alpaca 6 Mike Whiskey, hello, continue approach,
located.
number 3.
Continue.
At Lima 7, we're just
Alpaca 9
here.
Alpha Delta, welcome to Madrid, Barajas, contact ground 121.5, arrive.
At ground 12185, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, thanks for ATC, so bye. So we're just here. Not 100% sure if I was meant to exit. No, I think we can, it's just people entering.
Villa 1916, negative 10, yes, sorry, 1016, my mistake.
So I'm just gonna
Thank you, no problem.
go forward here, holding
Villa
shoulder
456,
Alpha 10.
contact tower 11.15.
Brando 6, fly park clearance to Geneva.
Super busy
Villa
here.
456, contact tower 11.15.
Was a buttery landing? At ground, good day, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, vacated 32 left at Lima 7, holding short of Alpha 10.
Runway 36 right, initial altitude 13,000 feet, stroke 4421.
So that's hard, because if you transmit at the same time, there's not much you can do, so we'll just hold position here.
Lufthansa 988 Lima, report correct QNH 1016.
QNH 1016.
At Barras ground, good evening, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, vacated 32 left on Lima 7.
Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta, hello, welcome to Madrid, stand Tango 29er via Alpha taxiway by your left and gate 4.
Tango 29er via Alpha and gate 4, Alpaca 9 Alpha Delta. So we're going to take the first left, Golf 4, and then stand Tango 29. I should be able to get lost here, guys, but you never know, right?
For IFR clearance to Geneva.
Very busy here.
Hello, you are clear to Geneva.
This is a huge airport for the controllers to manage. I mean, you'll see it. I'm going to obviously showcase the scenery to you. We're only in one corner of this massive airport. Got the traffic on final.
And squawk 4425, every air 142. Air 142, report correct, QNH 1016.
1016, Air 142.
Look at that, traffic on final. Oh, it's a 7. Is that no? It's an A300. Isn't it? Everyone's going to be flying A300s, or maybe a 76. Don't know. Bit tight between the two. Right. Let's see if we get lost here. Thank you, Andy and Commander Jedaho, for a little bit more confidence required in my abilities. Right, out off, trim, reset, flaps up, auto brake off. We'll get Andy to read this full shutdown checklist as well. Flight directors off as well. This should be gate 4. Yeah, gate 4 here. That's perfect. Line 1.
Ground Alpaca 5 Mike Foxtrot. They vacated the runway to the left.
Probes
Alpaca
off.
5 Mike
Start switches
Foxtrot,
off.
hello, welcome to Madrid. Stan Tango 19 Merbaya, Alpha Taxiway
So
and
in by
gate
gate 4. Which is
Alpha
here.
taxiway,
And Tango
gate 4,
29. We're going to
Alpha,
take a
Alpha.
right turn.
Speedbird 461, stand 556, facing north on Echo Bravo 6.
And then it
Request
should
taxi.
be around here somewhere, one of these bridges.
Speedbird 461,
Great
taxi via
signal,
November
great
Yankee to holding point Yankee 1, runway 36 right.
And looking
Taxi
for...
via November Yankee to
Oh,
Yankee
APU.
1, holding point for runway 36 right, Speedbird.
Haven't gone wrong yet. Just parked next to the alpacas. Tango 28, Tango 29. Superb. Right at the corner here. I think I'm going to keep this scenery installed and do another flight from Madrid because it's epic, I think, this airport. But I think I might wait a couple of weeks when they have their next event. Do a 2-sector or something. Right, Tango 29. I didn't get lost. APU's always booted up. It says Boeing 738. Usually it says that we wouldn't turn on to stand until it said Boeing 738.
50,
Right
40, 30, 20,
That's better.
10.
Thank you, Jonathan. Very kind of you. Oh my goodness me. Well done, yeah.
Great stream as always.
Thank you.
Can we have a landing with the yoke and throttles visible sometime to see you making the fine adjustments?
Sure. I can, Jonathan Wiltshire. Thank you very much for your donation. Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's quite obviously hard here. I mean, you should be able to see the engine instruments. You can see me make the changes to the thrust. I mean, I'm doing this with the little joystick button on the little lever on the joystick, and that for me is fine. It's adequate enough. And then the inputs I'm making are very similar to what I'd be doing on the control column, which is why I like explain so much the ZIBO MOD. It's very similar. If you can transfer the inputs you make on the control column into a little joystick, it's the same sort of inputs. So that's pretty cool. Right, anyway, we're wasting fuel here. APU's available. It's a good excuse to actually wait for the APU because I started it late. Perfect. 2 blues, 1 red, H's are dead, and as I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madrid. Beautiful. Right, let's get him out there. We're going to get the air bridge, probably not here. Amazing. Well, we'll do the giveaway as well before we land, but we do need to run Andy's shutdown checklist. Make sure he's happy. It did put me off there, Jonathan. But thank you very much, very generously, sir. Excellent. Yeah, the mod did a great job. I hope ZIBO releases this little patch here to fix up VNAV. But yeah, I'll make it daytime as well so we can have a good look at this scenery, which you could in chat potentially win any second here. Right, let's do the full shutdown checklist. So, pumps off. We leave one pump actually on for the APU. Window heat off. Electric hydraulic pumps off. And anti-collision light off. Verify entries below 20%. There we are. So I'll turn the music back down actually because I would like Andy to read me, please, the shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps.
One for the APU.
Electrical.
APU.
Fasten belts.
Off.
Window heat.
Not off.
Probe heat.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Electrical hydraulic pumps.
Off.
Voice recorder.
Auto.
Air conditioning pack.
Auto.
Engine bleed.
On.
APU bleed.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Logo and steady.
Start switches.
Off.
Auto brake.
Off.
Speed brake.
Down detents.
Flaps.
Up. No lights.
Parking brake.
Set.
Start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
CVR circuit breaker.
In.
Cockpit door.
Unlocked.
Shutdown checklist complete.
Excellent. There we are. Fuel pump. Love it. Thank you very much, Andy, one of the members who made that checklist for me. 2 blues, 1 reds in the Andy checklist. Well, don't say that in real life. That's what I do as PM. Cool. And then the only other thing would be a secure checklist. I don't want to power the aircraft down, though, because it might not do the replay properly. But no, thank you very much for that. Thank you to all the VATSIM controllers as well for this amazing VATSIM event. Straight into Madrid. No holds. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, I'll make it daytime. I'll stay on the VATSIM network as well so you can see the traffic, but just give me 2 secs because I think to change it, let me just do this. If I'm quick, it won't log me off. Press apply. There we are. So we're now just kept me on the network, which is good. I'll make it a little bit lighter. God, look at the traffic. There we are. Excellent. So this is the Windsock Aerosoft Madrid scenery. Turn the music up again slightly now whilst I'm talking. I mean, we are just on one side of this airport over on Terminal 1 here. I mean, that in itself is huge. All of that is available. I have Ortho4XP. They have a patch file so you can merge it there. So that is just this side of the airport. Very high detail, high fidelity. Yeah, I mean, obviously all the aprons and stand numbers match here, but no, let's go over to this side of the airport here. They are sending some aircraft over there, look. Absolutely massive. Here's the runways to the north of the airport here. You can go inside the terminal. You've got all the passengers. Superb. I can't remember the actual price if you are lucky enough to not win it. I think it's available, I think, for 20 quid. It was 20 quid or so. Oh, but can't remember. Great research there. But yeah, you have a chance of winning this scenery right now, though. All thanks to Emma Bentley from Windsock Simulations. But absolutely stupendously huge airport. Very, very cool. But God, it must take them so long to make it. To get all the taxi stands to match up. All the paints. All the textures. Absolutely crazy. I mean, just flying around here. It's taking me ages to find where we are. There we are. Superb. Oh, look, we even have the air bridge connect as well. Excellent. And there is Jose as well. I only ever call people from Spain Jose. Hi, Jack. Hope you're doing well. Do you want to do the giveaway? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, nearly done, mate. Awesome. So, if you'd like to win a copy of the Madrid scenery, I have a very simple question to ask you in chat. Okay. All you have to do is put the correct answer in chat. It doesn't matter if you use lowercase or uppercase, it's completely up to you. Alright, buddy. Let me just go here to activate the giveaway tab and enter the keyword. I've already said it a few times today during the stream, and it's not my operator. Before you say anything else, it's to do with where we are. Okay, so anti-spam's enabled, so I must stress as well, if you type in the word more than once, you will not be able to win the giveaway. So only put it in correctly once, okay? I'm even going to say the word because it's that easy of a giveaway, okay? We're currently in Madrid Airport. It's Lima Echo Mike Delta, but the airport is called Madrid what? It's Barajas. Can you spell that? It's 7 letters, begins in B, ends in S. If you put that in chat once, you have a chance of winning the giveaway. You might want to look it up first if you're not sure. I think Oros is on the right lines there. Oh no, he's not. Don't put what Oros in. You spelt it wrong. Put what Lauren V and MGS1 said in chat. You can do it again, Oros, because you didn't put the correct word. But make sure you only type it once. Only if you do it more than once, it'll make you illegible. Illegible, you won't be able to win it. Perfect. And no point entering if you don't own X-Plane 11. Make sure you own X-Plane 11. Beautiful. Well done, ZIBO. Again, another lovely flight. There we are. Very relaxing music in a spa or something. Oh yes, don't forget, well I say don't forget, I just saw prior to stream, my friend V1 Simulations is streaming tonight in, I think in 30 minutes or so go check him out. I think he's in the MD-80 or something, but no, he's an Airbus captain for a US airline. And he always speaks very respectfully about my channel, and I wish to do the same for everyone else. So yeah, go check out V1 Simulations. Fortunately, unlike Twitch, YouTube doesn't do sharing streams and things like that, but yes, he is streaming in 30 minutes. Python 360 with speech. I'll let you go for another 30 seconds, guys. Don't forget, to win this, you need to be able to tell me what the name of the airport is. Madrid. Barajas. It's not Barajas. Two Tons, V1 does a dodgy accent of you. I've heard him, 2 Tons. I've even commented on that video. Unbelievable. I think Barajas isn't a bad pronunciation. Oh, is that you, Laura, that just touched down? Alpaca 1445. I'll turn this on anyway because it's our MOGF this weekend. There we are. I turned them off so just a little bit more realistically. There's Lauren. You've done both sectors today. Yeah, you've done it properly. Very good. Excellent. So, I think we've got enough people who have entered the giveaway there. 189 eligible users. So what I will do now is roll the giveaway. Anyone has a chance of winning. There we are. Let's go onto the screen. There we go. So the winner of the scenery by Windsock Simulations and Aerosoft Expo 11 Madrid Barajas is Stepan Simikek. Stepan Simikek, a regular subscriber. I don't know if he's subscribed or not, it doesn't say, but Stepan Simikek, or Simek, I'm not sure how I'd pronounce it. Is that Czech, or I have no idea. I probably said that completely wrong, but well done. He says, yay, he's here. Well, if you could do me a massive favour, Stepan, all you need to do is get in contact with me via social media, Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. If you don't have social media, just drop me an email at flightdecktosim@gmail.com. Just a very small request, take a screenshot of your YouTube logout screen with your little profile picture with your little accents above your name there, just to make sure it's you. It very rarely happens, but some people might perhaps claim the prize claiming it's you, but it's not. But all I need is to see your logout screen. So when you click your Google account on YouTube, log out next to your name and logo, that proves it's you. And I'll get that all sorted. I'll get in contact with Emma. I'll get you to get in contact with Emma to have that scenery sent over to you. So congratulations. Roger, thanks. Excellent, all understood. Superb. Well then, that's another lovely little stream to Madrid. I hope you all really enjoyed that. Sorry it's been so long since we last streamed. Members, as you well know, Saturday I'll see you then, and publicly it won't be until, or at least the following weekend. I'm back to work on Monday, and I've got a full week, long days as well. Some 4 sectors thrown in, so I'll keep you posted via the social media feeds. Might do if I find a spare second, so we got the Flight Deck Sim gaming channel, because it doesn't take long to set up or anything like that. But no, this version of the ZIBO Mod 350 release candidate 1, I hope ZIBO makes it public, because it did fix a lot of the bugs I was having on the test sector yesterday. With regards to VNAV, it did a solid job today, so pretty happy with how it's all worked there. Cool, so we'll turn down the music there, log off of VATSIM. There we
American Information Echo.
Oh, don't you start.
1200 Zulu weather. Wind 260 at 6.
What?
Visibility more than 10.
Where?
Sky conditions 4,800
I
feet.
can't remember how to turn
Temperature
that off
23. Dew point 10. Area QNH 1016. Arriving runway 30.
Shut it up. I've just changed all the frequencies. Silence Com 2, thanks Andy. Actually, just before I do the replay, because it might start blurting it out, if I mute audio too, we'll all be all good there. Perfect, so let's do that. Pro streamer here, I've got to make it go completely flawlessly. Fuck you, play music. There we are, perfect. Let's pop ourselves back on the approach. Nice buttery landing, yeah, good. A little bit of a float there. I mentioned so many times. It does have a tendency in X-Men 11. flight model to float. Door open. Oh yes, standard.
American Information Juliet.
Why?
1700 Zulu weather. Wind 260 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,800 Q.
Detuned the radio and
Temperature
everything.
23. Dew point 10.
Why do you do that when I'm on the replay? I knew you would do that as well. How do I detune? I've only selected VHF 1. I've got the RTP light on there. The door is open, I know. Don't you start. Otherwise you're going to have the beautiful ATIS during the replay. Yeah, the door's open. Can't help that. Yeah, whatever. Enjoy the ATIS, guys.
1700 Zulu weather. Wind 260 at 6. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,800 Q. Temperature 23. Dew point 10. Area QNH 1016. Arriving runway 30.
Oh.
Departing runway 30.
Oh, I was
Advise on initial contact. You have Juliet.
Default sky colours. Yeah, these clouds are active sky clouds, but no changes to the sky colours. All default, guys. Literally, don't change any of that. Just want to run a vanilla X-Plane 11, minimise the amount of problems. Yes, the door is open. Beautiful touchdown. Well, if I shut her up, she's gone. Ah, parachute to the terminal, absolutely. Ooh, that can cause a sim to crash. It always has the FPS stutters with the clouds. There's the tower view. Look how far away the tower is. Can't even zoom in. That tower view's no good. You can see the passengers jumping out of this view. Thanks, Domino, we've seen it. Are you a pro streamer? No, yes, Dave. Absolutely. I've even left the live up. Excellent. Yes. Goddamn door. Well, there we are. I've somehow muted the lady, which is good news. Right, what I'll do then, guys, I'll put you back in the window seat. One engine working. That's the replay for you. I'll put you back in the approach here and lovely window seat. You can enjoy the sunset on the left-hand side there as we touch down on 32 left. As I was saying earlier, thank you to everyone who's joined us the stream today, everyone that contributed, and to all the members, thank you so much for the continued support. To all the regular viewers, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the latest content. As I said, very busy. Members, I'll see you on Saturday, and if I can squeeze something out on the second channel, I'll let you know via the social media feeds. Otherwise, I'll be next live publicly on Flight Deck Sim, maybe next weekend. As I said, I'll keep you posted via social media. Stay safe. Congratulations to Stepan winning the scenery. Get in contact with me, and I'll see you all again very soon.